Hello. Hello. How are we today? Oh, Lordy. How are we doing today? How are we? I hope we're doing good. Hope we're doing well. Hope we're having a good time. Hope you're having a good day. Wasn't expecting a stream at these hours. I always stream around this time of day. This is like the only consistent thing I do, is I stream usually around this time of day. Around 2 p.m. my time. If that's one thing you can rely on me for, it's being consistent with when I stream. At least for the time of day. Can we trust you with our credit card information? Yeah, sure, why not? Send it my way. Totally won't use it to buy, I don't know, like 30 Fumos or something. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. You didn't expect to stream today considering the whole indie thing? I don't... Why would that prevent me from streaming? Who the fuck cares? Who gives a shit? My life ain't stopping because I pissed off one dude. Life goes on. Yeah, the title of the stream is very apparent. A very, very interesting video has probably been sent to me about 30 times in the past 24 hours. Like, probably everyone under the sun has sent me this fucking video, and so the plan is to watch it on stream today. And I think it's, and I fully believe it's a video that everyone needs to see. I watched it on my own, but we're gonna watch it together because everyone needs to see it. Everyone needs to see it. It's very good. We'll get started in a moment. We're still warming up here. We will get started in a moment. Getting the voice warmed up, getting the juices flowing. If I met Zesty and he told me that he only talks to chuds, well, thankfully you're all my chudlings. Therefore, I can speak to all of you, it's okay. If you type in my chat, you are an honorary chudling. It's just true. It is just true. I really wish I could do, like, more custom emotes for people to use. Get a chudling emote in here. Let me quickly throw on a different playlist here for just a minute, and then we'll keep going. Then we'll start the video. What is incel Someone elaborate. What is incel? Like what types of music or what artists would be incel? That's actually like a good Steam alias too. I'm gonna use that. Zoomer grunge. What is Zoomer grunge? Music that turns you into an incel. Okay, listen, that's a circular definition. I need an actual answer. What is incelcore? Slurpcore? Huh? What? Okay, nightcore Nightcore you can make an argument for very easily. You can do nightcore. That one works. It takes a certain breed. If you're a man that listens to nightcore, you're probably the biggest, strongest of men. Incelcore is punk for incels. Negative XP is one of the big artists. I have never heard of this before in my life. What is this? This is something that's actually real. Is this real? I don't believe it. I just don't believe that it's real. I don't think I can. I'll have to look it up later because if the music's copyright, I'll take the whole fucking stream down, but I will make a mental note for negative XP, whatever the fuck that is. Oh shit. Man, let me tell you. It's fucking hot today. It's hot today. Ooh, webcam, hello. Oh. Fucking hot today. It is absolutely miserably hot today. I'm so tired of this fucking weather. I'm tired of it. It's not even summer yet. It's May 20th. We're still in spring. We're still in spring, and it's 100 degrees outside with like 78% humidity. I'm fucking dying. It sucks. And for those of y'all that live on the other side of the world, that's like, what is that? About 38 degrees centigrade, I think? Yeah, 38 degrees. So it's 38 degrees here. Centigrade. It's fucking hot. It sucks. It's only May. We're not off to a good start. If this is an indication of what's to come, it's gonna be a toasty summer. I'm just fucking sweating in my room. It sucks. It's 5 Celsius here, dude. That's just not fair. How is it? This is just not fair. Fuck. All you guys just have like the hold on. It's like the millionth time I've seen this. Like, listen, here are the options, okay? Here's light option 1. Here's light option 2. And here's light option 3. I prefer light option 1 because I like looking orange. I have like a nice tan, healthy glow instead of looking blue like an alien, okay? My options. I'm sticking with orange. And you know what? Let's be blue today. Let's do blue. Let's be blue today. It's not even as bright though. Hold on. Good. That one? It's bright enough. It's bright enough. We'll go for it. We'll use it. You only have 64 degrees? It's not right. It's not right. I feel robbed, is what I feel. I feel robbed of my spring. We had like a week of spring weather and then it immediately launched into summer. Like, we have air conditioning, but when it's 100 degrees outside, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. Just like certain parts of the house stay hot. And there is no recovery. You just stay hot. It eventually cools down at night, but not by much. Echo, listen, we're not doing this the entire time, okay? We're not doing this. The instant that I start talking at a screen, it doesn't matter what I'm working. It doesn't matter what I'm working, right? It doesn't matter what I'm working. She just does this. She sits right in front of the monitor and just watches what I'm doing, and she'll eventually start pawing at the screen. Hey, what you doing? This fucking cat, I swear. Hey. What you doing? What are you doing? She's old now. She's, Echo is, how old are you? You're 11. You are 11 years old this year. You are 11, you are old. And yet you're still a fucking spaz. Yeah, she's got some hairline issues too. She's got some bald spots right in front of her ears. Little shit. She just likes her butt scratched. That's all she cares about. You just get to see her tail. You can kind of see her ears. You shed so much, and I brush you every day. Look at this. She sheds everywhere. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She's doing it. Told you. Do you mind? Do you mind, Echo? Are you done? You good? You're good. How long are you gonna do it for? Nope, she's done. She's satisfied now. She's taken out her anger. Are you good? She's staring at me with contempt right now. Just go take a nap. Come here. Come sleep over here. Come on. Come sleep. Come on. Come here. Come here. Echo. Come here. You are such a little shit. Come over here. Come here. Don't make me grab. I'm gonna grab you. Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on. Over here. Here. Okay, now I'm muting your ass. If you're wanting to say you're gonna slice my cat, fuck off, dude. You're pathetic. Jesus. Like, I draw the line at you being a dick in my chat and trying to get a rise out of people. You're saying to slice my cat? Even as a joke. That's just fucked up, dude. Leave. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's just fucking evil. Jesus, man. People say I have crash outs. People say I got mad at shit. This guy's just making a fucking ass of himself. God almighty. Anyway. She's comfy now. She has her position in the crook of my arm. She has the position in the crook of my arm, and she's good now. You good? She's good. So, gentlemen, we have an interesting video to watch today. We have a very interesting video to watch today. That has been sent to me probably 30 times in the past 24 hours. And I took a watch. I took a watch of it. It's a very good video, but I think it's one that everyone needs to see. It is one that everyone needs to see. And the video is very good. It is a very good video. So let me pull it up here. So, I Cannot Trust the Workshop by Mr. Blue Panda. Very talented animator. Very talented animator. I've seen a few of his videos before. This guy's actually really talented. Like, he's good. He has a very bright future in animation, and I hope that he branches out of TF2 as soon as possible. Because, listen, dude, you got the skill. You got the skill. You got a bright future. Get the fuck out of here as soon as you can. Do not. It's like you're already going to be pulling a lot of negative attention towards you, given the nature of this video and who and what you talk about. Leave now. There is no hope in this fucking sphere. Get out now. Don't make a YouTube career presence in the TF2 sphere. Leave immediately. Use your talents and talk about literally anything else. You're good at what you do. You are good at what you do. It's time to go. Okay? Anyway, we have a video talking about the workshop. I cannot trust the workshop, and there are many a good points that have been brought up in this video. Tons of really good points. Great observations, a lot of good points that have been said by me in the past. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. You know, this guy brings a lot of new observations to the table, being a fresh pair of eyeballs and someone kind of extricated from all of the nonsense that I've been involved in. So it's refreshing to have someone else's opinion, someone else's observation, because, like, he views things in a way that I hadn't before. You know, because, again, people tend to get set in their own way of viewing things. There's a typo, you spelled... You Scott, etc. You spelled it wrong. ETC, sir. You fucked up. You fucked up. I can't watch the video now. I didn't even notice that the first time. You got a typo in your damn title, in your starting card. It's over. It's the video is indeed mid because of a typo. It's soiled. It's ruined. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna watch it. Don't worry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's all good. But as you can clearly see, it's one of those videos where they felt compelled to, like, go out of their way and put this at the start, because any video that talks about what the Emporium gets up to and the influence they have and what have you. From my experience, any video that does this is almost immediately painted as some form of harassment by the people in those workshop groups. Just like very quickly. And if you comb through the comments on this video, you see a couple of throwaway accounts, you see some people in there that are kind of defending it tooth and nail and immediately disregarding the video as harassment or what have you. It's kind of pathetic that these people do this, that they make throwaway accounts to do this shit. It's like, they're like, you know it's them based off what they say, but they're too chicken shit to use their real accounts because it would be only proving this guy's point in this video that that's exactly what they do. Right? Is they write off any form of concern or criticism is immediately written off as harassment by these guys. And again, why this individual felt compelled to put this starting card on his video, right? Like, he has to say this, otherwise people will say, you're harassing people. You harass them by criticizing their shitty behavior. How dare you? You know. So I find that interesting. Anyway, let's begin.
July is right around the corner, and you know what that means. The TF2 summer update is almost here, and Valve will be selecting maps for us to play on and hats for us to gamble and buy.
Yeah.
However,
gambling. We love gambling. Gambling is great. Yes! I love gambling. Yes! So good! Fuck! Can't wait to spend $800 and get $50 back from 3-cent hats. Yes! It's great. Love it. So exciting. Yes!
Something new has been on the horizon since late March. I am talking about Project Offshore. This community-made update is looking to bring back maps and cosmetics that fit with the theme. In this case, we'll be getting wet and wild by visiting oil rigs, oceans, and submarines. The team credits last year's fan update, Tropic Crisis, as being successful in bringing a South American theme to TF2, whereas in previous...
See, and again, and I've said this 100 times before, I'll say it again, I fucking predicted this. I predicted that this is exactly what was going to happen. You had the immense success of the Tropic Crisis update with getting content into the game. Now, workshoppers have a new avenue to create a new vehicle to get a whole bunch of stuff into the game. If they create a centralized theme and then dump all of it on the workshop at the exact same time, and then use the hype from the community and other YouTubers to build it up as like, oh, it's an official update, it's epic and cool, and then that all boosts all the content on the workshop, that vastly boosts the chances of Valve seeing it and then getting it put in the game. And as we saw with last year's summer update, something like 40%, 50% of the content came from this Tropic Crisis update. So they're just going to keep doing it because they have figured out the working formula. Now that Valve no longer does official updates in any capacity or official themed tight updates in any capacity, and the community used to make their own themed updates like Invasion, they're basically doing the same thing again because, you know, it gets items in the game. Oh yeah, the like-dislike rate, it's significantly positive. This is mostly a well-received video, which is good.
Years, we wouldn't receive anything in terms of maps, just a random selection of hats with no theming, even in 2023.
And that was a problem, because I'm sure I speak for everyone here that we got very, very burnt out on only Halloween maps and only Smithmas maps, of which we got like, what, 10 for each update, which is too many, too many to begin with, but normal maps are nice, normal maps are nice. And thank God Valve decided to start doing that again, despite the quality being really all over the place when it came to the maps they chose. Yeah, so...
Where we did receive maps during the summer...
I like his avatar, it's a little sock puppet. I will say I've not seen that before. I have not seen a sock puppet avatar in any sense or any capacity. So that is unique.
Season. They were all random in terms of the regions we went to. Despite being unofficial, Tropic Crisis focused everyone's attention on some South American themed content, which most likely caught Valve's attention and increased the chances of said content being added to the game.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So, again, it's this packaging of a bunch of content into an unofficial update, but then advertising it as if though it could be an official update on social media, which again gets boosted by a whole bunch of people interacting with it, going to the workshop and upvoting the items, which makes it rise to the top, and all the other stuff that's outside of the project falls to the bottom, and so it increases its chances of getting selected.
Despite being welcome to South America, this project really wanted us to go to Brazil. The hell is you are gay anyways? This all sounds great! If the community keeps us up, then we'll be back to having themed updates again, thanks to the help of these workshoppers and content creators.
So in my opinion, having a specific theme for an update isn't really a good idea, at least when it comes to a specific location. Because if you pick something that exists outside of the TF2 aesthetic, which, you know, a lot of South American, Brazilian cities kind of are, right? Because, you know, TF2 primarily takes place, or at least on launch it took place in nondescript locations in the American Midwest, up in the Badlands area, or kind of remote desert regions, what have you. But then when you kind of set a specific location, like this time TF2 is going to happen in New York City, and this year's theme is New York, that's not really TF2. You know what I mean? So you can make cool stuff, but it's generally not going to be adhering to TF2 style.
Before I get drawn and quartered, please like the video and subscribe if you want more aesthetically pleasing videos.
Don't worry, I liked the video on my main account. I'm just not signed in here.
This one. It will help artists like me from going extinct. Now, here's where I have a few problems with this new up-and-coming trend. I don't want to be cynical, but is this really the future that we'll be seeing for the next few years?
It's not cynicism, man. It's not cynicism. Like, your concerns are 100% warranted, given Valve's track record with this game for the past 8 years. Given that Valve only seems willing to give us piecewise content dumps for 3 seasonal updates a year, this is a 100% valid concern. It's not cynicism. You're just noticing. You're just observing what's been happening, right?
If Project Offshore receives the same amount of success that Tropic Crisis got.
And it will. It will. My prediction is that we'll probably see roughly the same ratio of content added from the Offshore stuff for the summer update, probably 40 to 50%. That's my guess. Maybe a little bit more, considering the sheer volume of stuff that's being pushed with the Offshore name attached to it. Because the Tropic Crisis stuff, there wasn't nearly as much. Offshore has way more. So, we'll see. But I still think at least 40-ish%. Yeah, I will put that on my bingo card whenever I do this, when the update review comes. So, I suspect next month, but we'll see. I've heard no word of maps being selected yet. It's a little early still. My guess is sometime the next couple of weeks they're going to pick the maps and we'll hear about it via whispers. And then I suspect the update might come in late June, maybe early July. From my knowledge, maps have not been chosen yet, and I usually hear pretty quickly. So yeah, it's still too early.
Idea of having a summer update with a theme, but the problem that I have is that we are allowing anyone, or maybe just whoever with the largest influence, come along and say, "Okay, guys, we're making a push to have this as our theme this year." Project Offshore got announced.
Yep, that's just true. Where you have, I mean, this is typically what's been happening inside these workshop spheres for over a decade now, where you have the largest figures with the most pull in these creation cliques that come together. They're all friends, they all know each other, they kind of come together and organize a project, and then they set that defining theme. And if you're not in the Cool Kids Club, if you don't have as much pull as these bigger figures do in these spheres, then you're not going to have any say. And so they're going to push a project, and you either adhere to it, the theme, or you don't. And if you don't, that again drastically lowers your chances of your content being accepted. So,
less than 2 months ago, March 24th, 2025, the team sent out their message saying, "Hey, we're doing what Tropic Crisis did, but with the ocean. Go and make stuff and we'll pick whatever to showcase it to Valve in hopes of it getting added." Do you really?
Oops, sorry. So, the key difference. This is the key difference here. So, the Tropic Crisis update, and this is arguably a bad thing in my opinion. The Tropic Crisis update was closed. It was not open to anybody. It was a cherry-picked selection of creators that got together inside of a Discord. Again, you know, Cool Kids Club, you have to know a guy in order to get in, what have you. I myself was excluded from that Discord because, you know, controversy. But, yeah, you have to know guys to get in and actually work on these projects. And so they can just selectively and subjectively exclude people that they don't deem appropriate or worthy to come in onto these projects, right? And so that's the difference between Offshore and Tropic Crisis. Offshore, at least this time around, seems to be mostly public. Initially it wasn't. The people who were leading the project reached out to a whole bunch of guys months before, like back in January, if I recall correct. That's the earliest that I saw, like people like UAK Crash, who makes maps, was reached out to by these guys who were organizing the Offshore stuff. But he declined because he was busy. So they were organizing this stuff months in advance. And so they probably clued in the guys who were making the maps, hey, start working on your shit now because we're going to push this update. And then when they made the public announcement back in March, it was already too late for most people to get anything that resembles a map done, and only enough time for, say, hats or unusual effects or skins or taunts.
Think that less than 4 months is long enough to create a map to fit with their theme?
There you go.
Designing the map,
says it.
modeling it, texture.
It's just not enough time, and it's not even 4 months. It's like 2.5, because you have to have your map at least at minimum 2 weeks ready before Valve picks your shit. So this is like 2 months worth of time to get a map done, which is just not enough time at all. So this pissed off a lot of mappers that they weren't clued into this project because they missed out. They didn't get their piece of the pie.
It, creating custom assets if you want it to be unique, making sure that it actually plays well with playtests. Do you think you could make it work between late March to late July?
Nope.
You better hope you already had a map in the works, or you already had a marine-themed map completed and ready to be showcased.
Or you were told ahead of time, which seems like some people were, if I'm remembering correctly.
I feel bad for the individual workshoppers that will be shafted by this project. Oh boy! I built this Guatemalan-themed map, and my friend created a neato-looking taco item. Cool beans! I can't wait for Valve to notice us and maybe pick us! Tough luck, kids. All of the attention will be placed on the items that fit with 2027's Middle Eastern theme. Their content will still be in the running, and eligible to be selected by Valve.
Yep.
But it will be harder to compete with the items that had an entire presentation behind it. So you better hope we go to Central America in the next few years.
Yep, he hits the nail right on the head. If you don't adhere to the established theme that's being propped up by the most powerful figures in these workshop spheres, and in turn being boosted by social media, your work is just not gonna get accepted. The chances plummet for it to be accepted. And this is absolutely going to become the new norm, simply because of how successful it is.
We can smash our tacos, or you can...
Please don't make taco hats, by the way. We don't need a fucking taco hat in this game.
Create your own theme.
It's already been made. I know it's been made. I've seen it.
Project for others to join in on. Wait, here's a problem. What if we get multiple projects? Who is Valve gonna listen to? What if you wanted to go to...
Oh, and who's Valve gonna listen to? Well, the people they normally pick items from, which are usually the guys that make these projects, or have a heavy amount of influence or a heavy hand in these projects.
Central America, but another project wants to focus in on a garden theme with plants. Actually, a garden theme sounds dumb. What if I don't want to go to a garden or a flower field?
Yeah, what if I don't want to make a fucking item for a South America theme? What if I just want to make a normal ass hat? Well, guess I'm fucked. Now workshoppers feel compelled to adhere to that theme because they know they're gonna get the shaft.
But we are forced to when half of the workshop becomes filled with them, and stupid dumbo flower hats. I guess we're stuck with that theme for that year. Personally, I want a map that's themed around the Mayan pyramids. Make it a player destruction map where you need to deposit the souls, or...
That exists, by the way. I hope he knows that. There's a really cool map that was made for the Mayan project where you take souls into the pit. I think it's just called Sacrifice. It is a fun map.
Blade skins that you gathered to please a Mayan god. However...
Or it's like arena. It's arena with revives, is how it works.
I would prefer if the map was created out of the love for my culture. and not because of someone in California was in a Discord call and thought, well, we only went to South America.
So I don't know if that was intentional, but I interpret that as a jab at people in the Emporium. Because a lot of them do live in California.
And the ocean. The Aztecs and Mayans look like a cool thing to do next.
Look at Los Muertos. This map was created back in 2021. One of the
I don't think that was intentional, because I've not seen this guy involved in workshop circles, so I don't think that was intentional. Just for the record. But if it was, that'd be hilarious.
Beautiful maps I ever played on, with a lot of honor being placed on the culture and the holiday it's based on. There was no community-driven project that told these creators,
hey, we're looking for Latin-inspired maps. Make one and we'll showcase it.
It feels a lot less forced and more genuine.
Yeah, and when you're not being forced to adhere to a theme, creativity tends to flourish. Oh, who'd have thought? God. All the shit we got from Tropic Crisis last year, most of it fucking, actually, like, I think almost all of it fucking sucked.
If the individual is allowed to create a map based on their desires, and not having to follow along with what the loudest figurehead is saying at the moment, on top of having a restrictive deadline, the 1% would not give a damn about Egypt or Guatemala unless someone said, hey fellas, our project is gonna be based on the Middle East.
Yep.
Valve's pussy is gonna be ours this summer.
It's just true, yeah. All these guys wouldn't give a fuck about this centralized theme unless it's being pushed as the quote-unquote official, unofficial update for Valve to look at. This guy, he's only speaking facts. He's only speaking facts here.
I can't blame them. They'll go where the money tells them to. People may say that these projects are focused on getting everyone together.
That's a little raunchy. That's a little raunchy, but I see what you did there. That's a little raunchy.
To show off their creative prowess. And that money is not the motivator. While some workshoppers do have that mindset, bear in mind that these items are being uploaded onto the workshop. The only place where Valve selects—
Listen, man, when you upload something to the community workshop, I think it's a completely fair interpretation that you are uploading your work for Valve to consider for official addition into Team Fortress 2 and for your compensation, your monetary compensation, right? I think that is a complete and fair assumption, right? If you're just doing this out of genuine love for the game, right? You're doing this out of genuine love for the game and what have you, and you just want it to be a mod or something, you'd be probably prioritizing to put it on something like Game Banana or what have you. But that's how I interpret this. If you put it on the workshop, you're looking for a paycheck. You're looking for a paycheck. You're looking for Valve to add this to the game. Because that's what the workshop was explicitly made for. That's where the workshop came from. It wasn't made to host content. It was made for Valve to pick items and then pay the people who made them. That's the very reason why it exists. Oh, is he here? Hello. Oh yeah, there he is. Glad you're all enjoying it so far. The California bit was completely unintentional. Okay, I figured as much. I figured. I was gonna say, because I have a pretty good, I have my finger on the pulse of what goes on in these spheres, and I've not seen you floating around, so there you go.
Items. Valve has heavily advertised the workshop as being a way to make money through TF2.
That is the primary purpose of the workshop. That's why it exists. It started with Team Fortress 2. TF2 was the test bed. The workshop only launched for Team Fortress 2, and then once it was successful, then Valve expanded it to other games. It's a money printer!
These map makers and item creators have the desire for their—
Mind you, this right here, 2 million awarded to item creators so far, that was like 13 years ago. when the game had only had hats for a couple of years, right? Think about how high that number has gone now.
Items be selected where they will enter our game forever. I have a hard time believing that most of the items uploaded here is for the sake of showing off their works. I doubt—
No, because again, like that is a perfect and totally acceptable observation. That's just true. You are uploading something to the workshop with the primary intention of Valve considering it for acceptance into the game, and so you get a paycheck. That's the purpose of the workshop.
Anyone that would make these types of submissions did it as a way to exhibit their love for the game.
Sorry, I fast-forwarded.
I have a hard time believing that most of the items uploaded here is for the sake of showing off their works. I doubt anyone that would make these types of submissions did it as a way to exhibit their love for the game.
And we have this one in the game too, man. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a completely fair observation. You have guys that crank out shitloads of items like these. They don't give a shit about the game. They don't care about the sanctity of its artistic integrity. They don't care about preservation of its tones, themes, and stylization. They're just here for a paycheck. They're making goofy items, pop culture references, what have you, so they can get upvotes, so Valve sees it, and then they add it. Like, again, that is there's no falsehoods, there's no misobservations here. This is just true. This is just true.
We have the right to heavily judge their content, as these are essentially products that you and I may not want to.
See, these comments might be considered harassment. This is ass. Have you harassed your workshoppers today? If you have, shame on you. How dare you? How dare you call an item ass? It was so funny too. It's so funny because when all of this shit started from me, and these types, and like more people started going to the workshop, more traffic started going to the workshop, no one paid attention to the positive comments. No one paid attention to all of the good items that were getting bolstered by my workshop review streams and encouraging people to make better items, and then they did, and then people praised them for it. No, they only went out of their way and focused on little shitty comments like this. Oh, this is bad. Oh, it's harassment. Ah! And then they freak out. It's like, they say, your hat fucking sucks. It's like, it's not harassment, dude. It's certainly unconstructive criticism. You have every right to mock it and ignore it, but it's not harassment. You posted your piece of content on a public platform that was designed for people to comment on it. What do you think's gonna happen? This is the internet.
Interact with products that some of us will inadvertently support when you buy a single key. So
that's the thing too, man. It's like, we don't have choice. Like, that's something that, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if Warframe still does it this way, but the way Warframe worked, I think it still does, is you could just buy individual cosmetics or individual things off the shop for the game, and that directly supports the person that made it, instead of the way Valve does it, where your money goes into a big pool, and then everyone associated with that pool of items gets a cut of your money. It's like, it sucks, because I know a good number of people that have done very reprehensible and in some cases illegal things that are always attached to these items, right? And so it's like, if someone wants to buy a key but not support these guys, you have no way to get around it. Like, you have no choice, right? Of course, it's always in your best interest to buy the hat after someone unboxes it because it's way cheaper. But if you genuinely want to support a creator, or multiple creators in this case, you have no choice but also supporting the people that you don't like or who have done things that are not worthy of support, you know? Another very good observation. Another very good point, right? And something that I don't think about that often. Actually, never really thought about it or said it on my streams either. Very good observation. Don't know how much money workshoppers make now, but the creator of Banana Bay made like 20K in an upfront paycheck for that map. So the way it works now is Valve selects a whole bunch of individual pieces of content. So let's say for your typical Halloween update, you get 10 maps, 10 hats, 10 unusual effects, and 10 taunts, what have you. So that's 40 pieces of content. The way Valve splits up the revenue is they usually try to split it up so each piece of content gets about 1% of key sales, right? So each piece of content gets 1% of key sale revenue. So in this case, 40% of key sale revenue goes to workshoppers, 60% goes to Valve. And then that 1% for a specific item is then divvied up between the individual contributors, and the individual contributors divvy out how much of that 1% each of them is going to get. So for example, your typical map has anywhere from 4 to 10 creators, so to speak. And so like the map lead gets 50% of the 1%, an asset maker gets 5% of the 1%, what have you. So it's all split up individually. And typically, for say a skin or a hat, something that is made by one person, roughly the ballpark, it's also greatly dependent on the popularity of the update, strongly depends on how many keys are sold. So if you have a shit update like the Winter 2021 update where there were basically no key sales, or there weren't no key sales, but it was significantly less popular than say, your typical Scream Fortress update, you know, it's going to earn a lot less money. So depending on update popularity, usually in the first month of the update's release, your typical individual item, that 1%, amounts to about in the ballpark of about 10 grand, roughly. Again, it's sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depends on the popularity of the update, right? That's a lot of money just for the opening month for just one item. Yeah. And then we can compare, and that's a bit of a high ball too. It might be a little bit lower because, you know, updates have been slowly going down a little bit. So the popularity's been slowly going down because the game is slowly kind of trickling players out and people are very much bored and tired of these seasonal updates. But then if you compare that to something like Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike's workshop scene makes fuckloads of money. Like one Counter-Strike skin, because of the sheer volume of cases that are opened all the time, a single skin gets 6 figures consistently. They make shitloads of money. So if you think the TF2 workshop scene is bad, if you think the TF2 workshop scene has a whole bunch of fucking drama and people fighting for money, there's some wild shit that happens inside of the fucking CS workshop scene. You think TF2 is bad? There's some like actual like assassination attempts and shit that probably happen inside the CS workshop scene. It's nuts. Thing is, and that's why TF2 workshoppers don't go over to the CS workshopping scene, because the Counter-Strike scene already has effectively their established bigger names, the people that have the most pull and have the most amount of their skins accepted into the game. So it's very hard to break into the Counter-Strike workshop scene. All of the TF2 workshoppers, they already have their nice little nest, right? Their shit already gets accepted consistently. Like the vast majority of TF2 items come from the same roughly 30 people. Why would they ever give that up, this consistent revenue stream, and go over and likely earn no money? Of course they're going to stay for TF2. So, anyway. Watch this guy's videos for a total of 10 or 20 seconds and despised the whole time, full of soy with the puppet shit. Dude, you're a grouch. Damn. Well, I guess you just don't watch his videos. Bye. I don't know. That's just mean. Who cares? Like, I used to get that uppity about, like a, what do you call it? Like a rant Sona or like a 2D avatar or something. But it's like, I don't really give a fuck. It's like, it's so common now, right? It's so fucking common now for someone to have some personification of themselves. Some personification of themselves in either an image or a model or what have you. It's like, if you look at that nowadays and get pissy, it's like, that's just kind of your own fault, dude. Just kind of your own fault. I'm sorry. You don't have to be a dick about it. And you were a dick about it, but I appreciate the $5 Canadian. Sorry, $5 normal dollars. Now we have $5 Canadian. How's my day so far? Mine's been terrible? I'm sorry. But watching your streams are always enjoyable, so it will make my day a bit better. Well, I am happy that I can brighten your day. That this fucking idiot online that only talks about Team Fortress 2 can actually contribute and make someone happy. So, thank you. I appreciate the support. That's so robot. This is something that's happened. This is a complete detour, I apologize. But something that I said and saw myself doing like 5 years ago is when I would stream and I had like 20 people watch. It's fucking, how many people are looking at me right now? Like, so, like, I'm not used to having 1,300 people watching me at one time. This is a very recent development for me. Like, I used to have 20 viewers watching me when I played TF2. And, like, I predicted that, because, like, the more you talk, the better you get at talking, the more you get at, you know, articulating your points and what have you. I predicted that I was going to start having, like, the robotic streamer voice. That shit, I find myself doing that so much now, but I do it more so out of convenience because it's easier to read things that way. So even though if I say something and it comes off as robotic, I really do mean what I say, and it's a bit stiff. I don't mean for it to be stiff. I really do appreciate the support. It's very generous of you, and again, I'm happy that I can brighten your day. So awesome. $1 from Spy Alien Head. Thank you. I appreciate it. You are too kind. Anyway. Let's keep going.
Yes, while I am an artist, I feel as if I'm not judging my own kind. I am judging the workshop as if they are Valve's business partner. And
yes, that is a very apt way of doing it.
I'm judging the community projects as a sales pitch for Valve.
Again, it's really nice to have these other perspectives, right? Because a lot of the workshoppers on there take it very personally when you criticize their artwork, and I've said this multiple times, right? Like the Steam Community Workshop is not your personal art gallery. What this is, it's a vehicle for Valve to take your content piecewise and put it in the game. In a way, like Bloop Ander said here. Can I call you Bloop? I feel like he's gonna call you Bloop or Ander or maybe just Oopen, you know. We'll call you Bloop, it's easier. You know, he makes the observation, it's effectively that these guys are acting as a business partner with Valve. They're not contractually obligated, right? They're not signed on as employees, but in a way, they're kind of a soft business partner. It's a really good way to look at it. So, it is Valve's work. It is Valve's workforce. That's just true. It is. They're doing all of the work for them. Cringe culture and its consequences have been a disaster for the internet. Add Turbine. Fuck off. I'm not putting Turbine in my servers. But no, yeah, I think, I don't even know. What's my cringe culture? I feel like it's been more normalized to, how do I put this? It's become more normalized to, I actually I don't know how to word this. Let me think for a second. How do I put this? It's become more normalized to engage with people you otherwise would never engage with, and then vent about it on social media, and be angry about it, when it's perfectly within your own ability to avoid it, right? Like if a sock puppet balloonicorn upsets you that much, and you find it cringy, like, just don't watch it. You know, you don't have to go out of your way and be a dick. It doesn't impact you, it doesn't affect you at all. Like, you can choose to watch these things or interact with them, you can just go away, you know? And it's like normalized to like shit on people like, oh, this guy watches anime, or this guy does this one thing, or he draws a certain thing, or how they have this. It's gotten into the habit of like you're just shitting on these guys for doing what they love. You know, it's like, it just rubs me the wrong way. And then of course, they'll interpret that as like, oh, aren't you doing the same thing with the workshop? The difference is that I don't have a choice to not interact with these things if they get put in the game. They become official additions, and they're being put on a platform designed for criticism, hence why we do it. So. And then another. Should have listened to Valve about the workshop. It's a cesspool, and this is the guy from that one video. Oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, it was the whole debacle of someone basically buying their way in so they can get a self-made. Yeah, so a few years ago, there was a guy who basically just wanted to get a self-made, because like when you get an item accepted in a Team Fortress 2, you get a self-made version of that item that has the community sparkle effect on it. And there was a small YouTuber who wanted to get a skin, right? Yeah, Scout Time, he's saying his name in my chat. And he was basically collaborating with workshoppers and basically having them make a skin for him so he could get that self-made, right? So he can get that self-made. And I called that out because I think it's fucked up. Like you're paying, and the fucked up thing about it was he gave these guys like $100 or a very small amount of money compared to the amount of potential revenue. He commissioned guys to make an item for him. He took the lion's share of the revenue and was going to get a self-made. That was fucked up. And the more I look into the workshop and specifically the Emporium group, it happens a lot more often. It happens a lot more often than I realized. Very frequently, there are traders, even traders that I personally know, that have gone out of their way to pay workshoppers so they can get their name attached to their item just so they can get a self-made. That is apparently a very common practice that I'm now beginning to slowly unearth as I'm getting more information for that larger Emporium video that I'm gonna start working on full speed after this next video about Quickplay comes out. All right, that's my timeline now, is Quickplay video, and then I'm gonna plunge my hands into the filth and start properly drafting and organizing all of this shit I have on the workshop, because I feel like more and more people are waking up to this, like Bloop here, you know, more people are waking up to this, and I think more people just need to understand, like more people need to understand that TF2's community is not going to carry this game on their back. It's not possible, simply because of the constant drama and infighting and self-sabotage that they engage in. We need to stop holding these guys up on a pedestal as if though they're at the same level of Valve in terms of professionalism and potential and doing good work for the game. They very clearly can make amazing things, right? Very clearly, there are a lot of workshoppers out there that can make amazing stuff, but so much of that is subverted by self-sabotage and infighting and a bunch of useless drama and in some cases genuine criminal activity because of competition for a paycheck, right? And we just cannot expect these people to carry this game on their back. And I feel like more people just need to understand that. It's not just the TF2 Emporium, it's so many other spheres, and that you have the fucking Open Fortress and TF2 Classic and YouTubers as well. It's fucking everywhere. It's not just in the Emporium. So I think it's important more people hear about it. Can't wait to see Twitter's reaction. Twitter is just gonna, no, who cares? It's fucking Twitter. All this BS for particle effects and green text. Yeah, there's money and status. What is this crime that I talk about? I want to know. Okay, so in summary, we have doxing, we have stalking, we have, from one instance that I've seen, there was a swatting attempt. I've yet to verify the validity of that. There are at least 2 instances of grooming underage people. What else? See, stealing artwork, stealing concepts. That covers mostly the illegal shit, or stuff that could be taken as illegal shit. But then you have other general behaviors like, you know, bullying people they don't like, shutting people out, you know, ganging up on people, and just making their lives a living hell. And then you have, I said, you know, there's a video about Vipes too, right? Vipes is a victim of doxing and bullying and harassment from a group of workshoppers that still to this day consistently get items accepted into Team Fortress 2. And like, people just don't know about this. Hence why I need to make my video and like show all this shit. It's not old beef. It's not old news. This is all shit that still happens all the time, you know, and just people don't hear about it. People don't hear about it because it's all tucked away inside of very quiet and private discords that are very often scrubbed to get rid of controversial stuff too. Oh yeah, and there's also, I mean, and going back to the corruption and fuckery the TF2 spheres get up to, you have the trading scene. You have the monopoly of the .tf websites, backpack.tf, scrap.tf, and marketplace.tf that are owned by self-admitted pedophiles. And people just forgot about that. Turkey Tom made a fucking 1 hour long video about that. It's just out there on the internet. People just fucking forgot. Like, most of the trading websites are owned by a ring of pedophiles. And hello? It's just public information. You can go look at this yourself. I'm not making this up. It's been out there for years. It's like, well, fuck it. You know, ignorance is bliss. They turn my items into scrap very easily. Yeah, all these sites are all owned by the same people. Yes. I mean, I'll prove it to you right now. Here it is.
Not many multiplayer games.
This video. Go watch this video. It's all here. It's all fucking here. These guys are still here. They still own and operate the 3 biggest trading websites in TF2 and have a monopoly on trading. Just go watch it. It's right there. Go watch it. I'll link it in chat too. Like, people just forgot about this, you know? And this all goes back to prove my point that, you know, we cannot trust the community to hold this game on their back, especially when there's a monetary incentive for any of it, right? No, yeah, and I also spoke about this in my fucking in my mustard cupcakes video that I put on my second channel, where groups like TF Connect are directly sponsored by these trading websites that are owned by pedophiles, and one of the website managers, who was a self-admitted pedophile, was advertising their websites in the stream chat for a charity event for children. Like, I'm not blaming the TF Connect guys for that, but there's no way they didn't know. They have to know these things. Like, it's just so blatant and out there. It's like, it's probably not a good idea to juxtapose websites and people, websites owned by self-admitted pedos, and a guy who is a self-admitted pedophile, in your stream chats, sponsoring your fucking charity event for children, and also where Valve employees have spoken and interacted with these events and juxtaposed them against these guys. Hello? It's like we're in a fucking nightmare. Am I in a nightmare? Wake me the fuck up. What is happening? Like, again, it's all out there. You just have to go, look at it and watch it. It's so frustrating. It's so, like, I feel like it's like I have it all up here and no one fucking knows this shit either. It's really frustrating. Like, and now I have to say this too, please, like, don't go out of your way and harass anybody associated with these groups or whatnot. Like, don't, for the love of God, do not do that. I wholly condemn anyone that goes to do that. But it's just a good thing. People need to know these things, you know, like, be reminded that this is the TF2 sphere, right? It's not everybody. The majority of TF2 players, you know, they're like me, they're fucking weirdos, but we're not that insane, right? We're not that fucking insane. We're not criminals. We don't diddle kids. We're autists, or old heads, or both. That's why we play this game. So, it's important for people to know. That's what I think. Thanks a bunch for giving me advice to leave it. Sure thing. Womp womp, you're still... No, yeah, and I'm the bad guy, right? I know you don't owe me a thing, and it's probably bad for me to ask, but I want you to give a fair and harsh criticism on the warpaint I sent you through DMs. I may do it later. I want to get back to the video because I've taken a hell of a detour here, and let's get back. Where was I? I was here. No, I was like here. Yeah.
Our game forever. I have a hard time believing that most of the items uploaded here is for the sake of showing off their works. I doubt anyone that would make these types of submissions did it as a way to exhibit their
I like the sound effects.
love for the game. We have the right to heavily judge their content, as these are essentially products that you and I may not want to interact with. Products that some of us will inadvertently support.
And again, that goes back to my point. We may or may not want to interact with these things, and if they get put in the game, we have no choice, right? Like, we can't turn these things off.
When you buy a single key. So yes, while I am an artist, I feel as if I'm not judging my own kind. I am judging the workshop as if they are Valve's business partner.
Again, that's
and I'm
just
judging
truth.
community projects as a sales pitch for Valve to notice.
Yes, and that's what these projects are. A sales pitch for Valve to notice, right? They can be driven by passion, as with the Tropic Crisis guys. Tropic Crisis guys really just wanted a Brazil, South American-themed update, but also they threw everything onto the workshop for Valve to accept for money. Like, it is absolutely a sales pitch. That's what it is.
And for us to engage with and not some kind of labor of love. I would not treat other pieces of player-made content so critically, unless
I like how he censors the Vagineer's mouth.
money has to be paid to officially
I didn't notice that on the first. What does it say? Just in case. Okay. It says just in case, lol, and he censors the Vagineer's mouth.
interact with them. Plus, these guys make thousands of dollars with each item that gets into the game.
Yep.
I have every right to bitch about the Gnome Dome being in the game.
Yes, you do, because this is the game you play. These are the keys that you buy. These are the cases you open. These are the products that are being sold to you. You have every right to complain about what is being served.
While the
That's just true.
TF2 Classic team can do whatever they want. It's no foreskin off my bone. The TF2 Workshop does not operate with the same innocence like Gary's mod, Super Smash Bros, or Little Big Planet. Some fan updates, however,
It's probably a crime that I've never played a Little Big Planet game. It probably is. And I was never a PlayStation guy, so. I was never a PlayStation guy. I heard they're good games. I heard they're good. So please go to jail. Oh Christ. No, I've never played them. I was a Nintendo boy, but not a Pokemon guy. I was not a Pokemon nerd. Those were not the games for me. It was Metroid. That was my jam. Was Metroid.
do carry an air of authenticity behind them. The frontline team fostered the creation of World War II items over the course of at least 5 years. A complete animation was created, and a large asset pack was assembled for creators to use.
They did a ton of shit for this. A ton of stuff. He'll get to it.
Something
He'll
worth
get to it. He
noting
gets to it.
is that this website was created just for the call to action. It was already complete. No maps and no items were presented, except in the collections. The call to arms worked, as the frontline collection on the workshop has at least 200 items that were created and gathered for the cause. To me, it feels like this team wanted to encourage people to band together and create World War II items as a challenge for the community, a deep desire to see the class.
The frontline update arguably felt like the most organic of them because it was fully open in public mostly, and anyone could contribute, and so there was a shitload of stuff put into it. So it felt more real at the time. Every time you speak about anything except TF2, you have the worst anything except TF2, I have the worst taste. What do you mean I have the worst taste? I just didn't play Little Big Planet. It doesn't mean I don't like it. I just never owned the PlayStation. I'm sorry. God. Doesn't mean I have shit taste. I've just not played the fucking game. I'm not gonna go buy a damn PlayStation.
In World War II, Particle Mayhem and Journey to the East were both contests that offered cash prizes, but they still encouraged the community to create items without the expectation of having Valve.
See, and then Particle Mayhem got sucked into the Emporium group as basically the Discord centered around unusual effect creation, and then it basically became an arm of the Emporium with a lot of the same people, so unfortunately, you know, and also a good point to note is that all of these larger projects like Frontline and Journey to the East, all that stuff, it was all the same guys, right? A lot of the same people working together and working on these updates as well. And again, it's like, and of course it was more grassroots and it felt more natural and organic and more and open for everyone to join, but ultimately, it's still worth saying that these were ultimately a sales pitch, right? These are sales pitches for updates for Valve to pick.
Focus specifically on their content. A point to add on is that the community was still being supported with new full updates. Even if one of them was 9/11, we didn't feel the need to urge Valve to give us new.
I wonder which update that was, huh? I wonder what update was the 9/11 for TF2. I don't think it was Marasmus. I don't think it was the Snowman hat. I'm thinking there's one sticks out like a sore thumb on this page. Wonder what it could be. That's like I made a whole video about it.
Stuff. Like we are doing now.
And he did too. He made a cool video about Meet Your Match, a really cool animation that I recommend people go watch.
Regardless of intent, the primary motivator behind most of these workshop submissions is money, not passion.
Shocker! Who'd have thought?
Pure passion is usually found on Game Banana, where people essentially work for free.
Yeah, there you go.
And whenever there's money, there will be people that will end up having to pay. The user creation side of TF2 has never been squeaky clean, especially when users are able to earn thousands of dollars off of.
So, like, that alone should tell you the potential amount of money you can earn. 88 grand. And half was in the first month, right? And of course, this is before, years ago, so things are different now, right? Things are different now. This is back when TF2 did not have seasonal content dumps, right? Where the current system where, you know, they divvy up all the key sales between people, that system wasn't fully in place yet, but this just goes to show how much money these guys stand to earn. There's a lot of it.
With an update that has one of the items in it. On the individual side of what I'm talking about, we had incidents, like a map creator putting a trans rights message on their map just to get a rise out of Zessie Jesus.
It's just true. That was the intention. The knockout thread is still there. You can go find it. It may have been pruned. The knockout thread may have been pruned or locked or hidden. I'm not sure, but the thread is still there. So you can go have a look. You can go have a look. It's there. It was so funny too. Like, I'm not gonna get into it because all my stream VODs are still there. You can go verify these things for yourself. But like, it's so interesting that, like, I gave a very calm and level-headed opinion about this on my stream, but then, naturally, Twitter being Twitter, they blow it up into me having a meltdown about the map. Oh, he's raging, he's melting down, he's seething about it. It's like, no. I just said these things aren't really appropriate for the game. It's done in bad taste, especially when it's done specifically to make people angry, right? If that intention wasn't behind it, then I could turn more of a blind eye, but the fact it was put in the game to make people angry, including myself, it's like, come on. That's not okay.
Workshoppers are looking to put their items in the game, while pretty much calling you and I, their customers, brain dead and annoying.
And I can verify that none of these screenshots are taken out of context. None of these are taken out of context. They're all... Some of them are still there. I don't think the Emporium chat logs have been nuked completely. So what the Emporium does, typically what happens every so often, is when they get into hot enough water, or someone does something controversial inside their group, they either completely lock the public channels where people speak, and then make new ones, or just nuke them entirely. So they can kind of hide all of the shit that they've been saying in there. Because originally the Emporium did just start out as a very tight-knit group, or more of a tight-knit group of friends or people that all knew each other. But once it started growing and the Emporium started boasting themselves as kind of the nexus of item creation, like, oh, anyone can join, we are a public space, even though they pick and choose who they allow to go in there. Then they became more cautious with what they put out there publicly, and then people started digging into it, and then they know that and again, not all of them act like this, but quite a few of the biggest creators, including ones you see on your screen right here that have items actually accepted into the game. God damn it. I hit the fucking button on my keyboard. Go back, go back, go back. Right? Personally, I don't want to support people that view me with spite, that view the player base with spite. Like, they view it, they have this contempt for the players they make items for, because the primary purpose for item creation for them is getting a paycheck. This is what they think of you. They think you're brain dead. They think you're annoying. They don't want you to comment on what they make. They don't want you to think about what they make. They just want you to open the cases because that only benefits them. And again, I'll say it again, not every workshopper behaves like this, but they mock you. They mock you, they mock the game. You know, like, some of y'all may remember the team recognition video I made. You know, they like to shit on the game. Not all of them, but some of these guys do. Where they're like, oh yeah, we don't give a fuck about team recognition. Who gives a shit? You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't care. They're here to make money. They are.
Customers, brain dead and annoying. And items like this being created just to follow a trend in Valve's item selections, with a complete disregard to our experience in the game for the sake of money. Hate the game, not the player. But Jesus, this is akin to seeing the Devil Among Us toy being sold in your church, just because the altar boys know that they'll sell and the priest stopped caring. They know what they're doing. Good job, guys!
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
You made sure it loads into TF2, but it doesn't mean it belongs here. Kinda like how Valve...
I am so glad other people are saying this now, with an audience other than me. Doesn't belong here. It's not appropriate for the fucking game. These shitty trinkets and toys have no business being in as such of a stylized and iconic game visually as TF2. They just don't belong. They're only here for a check. They're only here for fucking money. They're only here for Valve to make money. And most of them are shit. The items he pointed out, the newer ones, the seasonal ones.
Once saw an official community update get mismanaged by two people and said, okay, nope, that's it. Get the hell out. You lost your fun privileges. Your project proposing kind ain't welcome here no more. A few years ago, actually almost a decade ago, we had the Invasion update.
This made me feel old.
It was essentially...
Yeah, that aside made me feel old, Invasion being almost 10 years ago. Like, I didn't have gray hair. I was fucking 20. I was 20 years old when this shit was going on. 10 fucking, you know, I was 21 actually. I'm gonna be 31 soon. Fuck me. But yeah, a decade ago. Yeesh. Do creators get paid for key sales only during when cases are dropping? No. For every key sold through the Manco store, regardless of the time of year, that workshopper gets a paycheck. Doesn't matter when the key is purchased, it just has to be purchased.
An official community update. Valve allowed the community to have their alien-themed items and maps be put into the game. You know, with a theme. Sounds almost like what we have going on now. However, the 2 community members that managed the update felt entitled and wanted a bigger piece of the money generated from the update.
So, a little more detail to this, because there was a separate video made about this update, but to give a little more context to this. So, you had a group of workshoppers get together under this unifying alien theme, and if I'm remembering correctly, it had started out as some kind of a contest. I think it was a map contest? I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was some kind of a contest, and then it just turned into a full-blown community-made update, where they were wanting to ship it to Valve and go, hey, we made an update for you. And then when it came down to divvying up all of the individual payments, right, the percentages of what they were going to take, the 2 project leads took, what is that, the lion's share of the revenue for themselves, and then gave like 1% per person or less to all of the people that actually made the content, right? So these guys are trying to walk away with a shitload of money and fuck over everybody else. And then when these stats were sent into Valve, these guys got pissed off and went, whoa, no, this isn't fair. And so all the other guys reached out to Valve, and then Valve had to step in, put their foot down, and more or less establish the system that we use today for revenue sales, where they have a key, they have a case, and revenue from the key, and also the in-game pass when those were a thing. Revenue from that was equally split across all of the contributors, and it was left at that. And then, beyond this point, Valve no longer did organized community updates. They no longer let the community make and organize an entire update and then ship it to them for this exact reason. Because you have certain people that are exploitative and will try to take most of the money for themselves. And there was a lot more fucked up, sinister shit that was happening here. I wish I still had these screenshots, but there was a story, I think it was posted on Reddit some years ago, where there was someone who worked on the invasion update, and they slaved away on a map, I believe, and they were working and working and working, and when it came down to brass tacks, they broke, they were done, because the people who were leading the project and other people in that project were unnecessarily cruel and mean, and bitching at them for not working hard enough and fast enough, so they left. They just bailed out. But all of these guys still had the work they did and used it anyways, so they got nothing for the content they made for Invasion. And I guarantee you that was not an isolated incident. It was likely more people. I wish to God I still had the screenshots of that, because that is just evil, right? And this was happening 10 years ago. Watched that yesterday and wondered if you would watch. Oh yeah, it's been heavily sent to me, so that's why we're watching it on stream now. So.
Because they were the project managers, almost like real life, the update also had to be delayed, which pissed Valve off, and seeing that this community-driven update was so poorly handled by our kind, it left a musky and salty taste in Valve's mouth. Valve has since learned their lesson by no longer adding updates that the community has created as the final product.
Yeah.
So you will never see anything like Frontline be added in as Frontline, or Tropic Crisis as Tropic Crisis.
Nope, Valve will always take the easy way out and put things into this game piecewise. Because it's just easier.
However,
easier, less controversy, they set up the percentages, everyone gets 1%, done, easy. No frustrations. Not on Valve's part, anyway.
These current fan update projects, different from the likes of Frontline and Invasion, is that they're being advertised as an array of items and maps for Valve to hopefully notice for a loosely based theme to occur during the summer update.
Yep, so the only difference is that they're not reaching out to Valve and asking for them to incorporate this as an official update. Now they're just dumping all of this stuff onto the workshop at the same time, and again, like I said earlier, advertising it like an official update, even though it's not an official update. So it gets boosted by a whole bunch of people on social media, so it gets a lot of traffic on the workshop, it gets put on the front pages, and then Valve sees it, it gets put in the game, rinse and repeat.
Instead of taking the whole offshore fruit basket, They want Valve to pick and choose a decent chunk of the fruits in the basket to hopefully get as close as an Ocean update as they can. This idea.
How are they allowed to even post the post on Steam? And so if you reach out to Valve and ask for them to put something on the blog, they don't really vet. They don't really vet what they want, what they put on the blog. Case in point being, there was a heavy boxing tournament where players would donate to the prize pool. And then, this was like in 2021, this is years ago. That blog post is still there. Yeah, if you reach out to Valve, they'll just put it on there. Yeah, there was a heavy boxing tournament where players contributed to the prize pool, but then the organizers of the event just ran off with the prize pool and fucked over everybody. And that was posted on the fucking blog. So Valve doesn't really look at what they post anymore. They used to, but they don't really care. So if you reach out with something that looks semi-competent, Valve will go, yeah, sure, fuck it, we'll put it up there.
Worked, as a considerable amount of the summer update that we got
like that's indicative of how little Valve cares about the game, man.
had some Tropic Crisis items and maps in it, for better or for worse.
Awful map, should have never been put in the game. Why are Soldier's forearms bigger than his upper arms? Oh god, so much horrible content from that update.
At this rate, we're gonna get pica from all the shit that we've been eating. It was a well thought out marketing idea. By putting their content into a nice themed wrapper, it increased the engagement it saw, which increased the likelihood of them being added into the game.
And I admit, me even looking at it, me even acknowledging it, contributed to all of that stuff getting boosted simply because I have, you know, a YouTube channel and a platform and people listen to what I say.
Sounds innocent enough. However, given the previous problems within this community, I doubt the future will be trouble-free for what seems to be a community-driven game. We have seen problems arise in the game in official and unofficial manners inside and outside.
I don't know what he means by Twitter. Like, what do you... I don't know what... I'm curious.
The workshop. Can you really trust some of the names out there that
No, not really. Generally speaking, of course you'll have to take my word for it for now. The largest workshop creation circles, the Emporium, you probably just don't. You do not want to trust them. The people in charge, the people they associate with, the behavior they condone and even protect, you really don't want to get involved. Like, if you create items for Team Fortress 2, if you want to make content for TF2, I strongly avoid staying away from the Emporium. You do not want to get involved with these guys. If you piss them off, if you end up making really good work and they're jealous of you, if they dislike you for any reason, they will try to ruin you. And the unfortunate thing about that is that a lot of creation assets and tools and guides, a lot of this stuff is not very easy to find publicly. It used to be back when the Emporium was on Facepunch forums before all of that shut down. But then once everything recessed into a very closed-off Discord, all of those assets and resources are now found there primarily. And if they don't like you, they can just sever your connection with these things, sever connections with resources, sever connections with people that have access to these resources, people that can help you, networking, all that stuff will be closed to you if they dislike you for any reason. And knowing the people in there, they are very, let's just say, sensitive individuals, and in a sense have a soft monopoly over item creation for Team Fortress 2. They do. It is a soft monopoly. Of course, they don't tell Valve what to add, but because Valve consistently adds content from the same handful of people, because one, it's easy, it's less people to keep track of on the payroll, and two, Valve knows that their content is going to have the fewest amount of issues when being put into the game, the least amount of bugs, the least amount of hiccups, seasoned workshoppers that have been making stuff for the game for a fucking decade, the least amount of problems, the least amount of friction is going to come from putting their content in TF2, so naturally, they're going to keep going back to the same guys, and these workshoppers know that. So, strongly recommend, try to keep to yourself as best as you can, do your good work, and don't, just avoid them.
Operate within some groups, or just a random workshopper? I know I would not want these workshoppers to be put in charge of a project that will have a sway in what gets put into our game after what they said.
See, and that's something else too, man. Like, if you're one of the guys that is genuinely passionate about TF2, and also, of course, wants to make a paycheck, that's fine, right? I would be very offended and annoyed and even pissed off that these are the guys that I'm being associated with. That these are the guys that are the biggest workshoppers that lead these projects or have heavy hands or influence in these projects. Like, I wouldn't want to be associated with these people. These guys these guys do not represent the majority of people that interact with the game, but they have the most influence. How do we know the screenshots are not taken out of context? Because you can probably go in the Emporium yourself and have a look if those channels have not been nuked. And I have probably a couple of gigabytes of just screenshots of these kinds of conversations. So I take it from me, these are not taken out of context. These aren't jokes. They are, quite a few people are genuinely spiteful and hold contempt for the TF2 player base.
I want community members, not people that hate us. I am not saying that all these mentioned people should not be able to have an item in the game, or that they shouldn't manage a project ever. Unless they did something really disgusting, like ending up in a certain little black book. I'm saying that I would prefer reputable members in control of a project, and that's been hard to come by in the past few years. That it would be best to dodge the bullet. This is no longer a matter of what you'll be getting in the updates, but rather, who can control what you'll be getting in the updates? There are claims out there.
He said it. Who is going to control what you get in the update? And again, they don't do it directly. They don't tell Valve what to add.
They're explaining how the largest TF2 groups like the Emporium harbor a toxic environment and bad actors.
They do.
Claims including doxing, threatening, and blackmailing others.
Yes, this is very common behavior. This is the Emporium's MO. This is the typical Emporium MO. If for whatever reason they decide they dislike you, they will go out of their way to ruin you. They will smear you, they will call you names, they will label you as everything bad under the sun. Speaking from experience, because they've been doing that to me for years. At every opportunity that they've had, they will try to ruin you. Thankfully, I have my own voice where I can push back against this shit, but there are other smaller creators, many that have reached out to me, and others that have gone out of their way to make their own videos, that don't have the power to fight back against this. They just get their shit pushed in, excommunicated from these circles, and just, they're ruined. They'll never be able to make content in these groups again. They can still make content for the workshop, but they lose the connections, they lose access to these resources, they lose the connections that would boost their chances of items getting put in the game. It is again, avoid the Emporium. Avoid it.
There is the possibility that a group with bad intentions can use their project as a way to gatekeep and maximize revenue for themselves.
This is what they have been doing for years.
To hand this level of influence to
And they even actively protect people that have performed criminal activity, Drew, Metabolic, that have engaged in stalking, harassment, and doxing, simply because their content is consistently accepted into Team Fortress 2, so they harbor and protect them because they can work with them, have their names attached to their work, and therefore get money.
a team of random community members is honestly not a great idea. I do not know these project managers. I do not know their true intentions, and I do not know their biases. How do we know that these project managers will not be playing favorites and shafting creators that they do not like by
Some do, some don't. It happened in the Invasion Project. Tropic Crisis was very selective on who they let in. It wasn't spiteful. The Tropic Crisis one wasn't spiteful at all. They just had a group of people they wanted to work with specifically. But then in the Offshore Project, people are getting banned from that Discord. I was banned from that Discord. I didn't break any of the fucking rules. I told this on stream before. I didn't break any of the fucking rules. I went into that Discord because I was curious as to what was being made. I genuinely care about updates and stuff that are coming for Team Fortress 2. But once they made their own public Discord, guess who started entering that space? Emporium members. And guess what happened? Emporium members started reporting me for shit that happened outside of the Discord. All the old, previous bullshit controversies and shit that I said half a decade ago. They throw that into the face of the project leads, and then they just fucking ban me. They listen to the Emporium members. They have their weight and their influence they're throwing around in there. And I wasn't the only one. Other people have also been banned once they were reported by Emporium members, but these same fucking people have gone on to do and say similar shit that they're reporting others for, but no, they're fine. They get protected, right? They got their tentacles into this workshop, to use an offshore themed pun. And also, yeah, and so what happened? To end that story, the project leads reached out to me, and they wanted me to basically do this performative self-flagellation, this, what is it called? What is it called when they want you to, like, get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness, what have you, and like, oh, I'm sorry, everything I said was wrong, what have you. They wanted me to do that in order to be let back into the fucking workshop. Yeah, they wanted me to go through a humiliation ritual, yeah, in order to be let back in to that fucking Discord, and I said, no, fuck off. It doesn't matter if I'm in there or not. It doesn't matter what we say. Valve is still gonna select your shit anyways. And then I fucked off. And then they unbanned me. Listen, man, I'll say it again. You cannot trust these circles to carry the game on their back. You can't.
Ignoring their created maps and
I'm
items.
not saying trust me, don't. I'm one fucking idiot. Don't trust me either, but you can't trust these guys either.
How do you know that a project manager will not only select items and maps that they're credited for to increase the likelihood of getting a payday from Valve? If there's a project team that is selecting items, will they put in the effort to showcase items from users that do not have a single item in the game? Or will they intentionally select items from people that already have multiple items in the game? I am not saying that any of this is happening at this moment, but I would not
It's happened in the past.
be surprised if it happens with future projects if Offshore is a success. Let me know if you think I'm being paranoid, or that everything that I'm saying could come true.
Nope, this is not paranoia. You're gradually picking up on you've been picking up on what's been happening, and you have reached the logical conclusion to this, right? You've reached the logical conclusion to this. What's a good community to join? God, I don't have an answer. I really don't. I really do not have an answer for a good community to join if you're interested in making stuff for the workshop. I really don't know. Like, I have the Discord that I own called the Painter's Workshop, but that's largely centered around war paint creation. So if you want to make war paints, that's a pretty good spot, but it's not really a replacement for all of the resources and knowledge and connections that you need for making all other kinds of items, right? So I can't recommend the Painter's Workshop. It's a starting point if you want to make skins, but beyond that, I honestly do not have an answer. I really don't.
next summer rolls around, or maybe even this Smithmas. I'm just calling out possible scenarios, given.
Nah, what the theme is usually going to be centered around summer. We have all the resources for other item types too now. Okay, there you go. So Painter's Workshop also has resources for other types of items. So if you want a Discord that I know will not ban you because they dislike you and will only ban you for you know, breaking the rules in the Discord. What you do outside of the Discord has no consequence unless it's like illegal, right? Or if you break terms of service. Painter's Workshop is a good place to start.
The events that have previously occurred. These projects.
Anyways, as I was saying, you're probably not going to see themes outside of summer updates because Halloween, the theme is Halloween. Christmas, the theme is Christmas. It's going to be a cyclic theming just for the summer update. Because the turnaround time for doing a theme for Halloween right after summer is 2 months. It's not enough time. Not enough time.
And third party.
And then less than a month after Scream Fortress ends for Smithmas. So it's going to be the summer update. Is primarily when you're going to see these themed updates.
Do have a level of influence. The Big ZJ made videos about the quality content he wanted to see for a Smithmas and summer update. Here's all the relevant items and maps he showcased. Here's what we got officially. Those were just videos.
Yep. People wondered why I stopped making these wishlist updates. This is partially the reason. People were complaining like, oh shit, you can just make a video and then boost all of these items and then they'll get put in the game. And I'm like, oh fuck. Probably not a good idea to do this anymore because I don't like the idea of like being the one guy right? I don't want to be like the one voice that has this much influence over what gets put in the game, because like, listen, Valve normally breaks up item sets. This full fucking pyro set got put in the game after I boosted it with my video. Like, it's kind of undeniable that I influenced what Valve picked for these updates, right? And you can say that I pick better items, you can say that I have a greater eye for quality or what have you, but at the same time, I don't like that I can just make a video and completely circumvent the voices of everyone else and have stuff put in the game. So I don't think that's fair. It's not fair. It's not fair for everyone else, right? So that's one reason why I stopped making these videos, and also they take time, and I wanted to work on bigger projects. That's like the primary reason, is like I just didn't have the time to sit down and, you know, make a video like that anymore. But having this other perspective from Bloop is good, because that's his perspective. A YouTuber can just make a video and get a whole bunch of stuff put in the game. And that is not fair. It's not fair if one person has that much influence where I can get, you know, 12 or 17% of the shit that I ask for put in the game. That's a lot. So it is not fair. That's why I kind of stick to the workshop review streams where anyone could submit anything, and then I give it the look, and then where there's a consistent volume of people looking at these things, and we have a really wide variety of items. And that kind of evens the playing field a little bit. And then I give criticisms, you know, we look at both good and bad items, not just good items that people can get in game. So that kind of levels things out a bit. So I just stick with the workshop streams. But, yeah.
Here are the items and maps showcased in Tropic Crisis. Here's what we got in game.
Yeah, and it worked. That's a pretty good chunk, you know? Made up almost 30% of Summer 2024 cosmetics and 3 out of 10 maps. That's a sizable chunk, man. And again, main reason being, a lot of the shit got boosted on the workshop. And also, something to note is a lot of bigger, like, you know, UEAK Crash, what have you, a lot of more common workshoppers that have their work consistently accepted into the game, they had their names attached to these things. So naturally, Valve is going to pick them, because they usually pick content from the same people.
I wouldn't mind having a theme, but it's not like I'm dying over here for one. We should be focusing on items and maps of quality, even if we get a grab bag of whatever when summer comes around.
Yes, quality should first and foremost be the criteria for how items are selected. Is it of quality? Does it fit the game's tone, theme, and stylization? If you meet the bare minimum requirement of those two things, a theming doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't have to be jungle, it doesn't have to be offshore, it doesn't have to be Mayan or, you know, Guatemalan or whatever. Those are the two criteria, right? And that's historically how TF2 updates worked, right? Is it would be an amalgamation of higher quality items that didn't really strictly adhere to one theme or another, right? Like the strongest theming that we got up through 2015 was like a winter theme, or really the winter theme for End of the Line. Of course, you can go look at Robotic Boogaloo. I kind of omit that one because the Robotic Boogaloo update fucking sucked. And that was all shitty robo hats. So that was a strict theme put together by workshoppers, and that was, you know, a notoriously crappy update. Aside from most of the unusual effects, because a lot of them are really good. But yeah, omitting that one, that's as tight as a theme got, you know?
If you do not believe in the amount of caution I'm exhibiting, then I ask of you to just look out the window and see what I see.
All of your fans or whatever, or whatever troublemakers that follow you, go and harass these people. You kind of every single person right now is
you're doing the same thing again, where you're painting my entire audience as this evil.
No, I'm not painting.
Yes, you just said. You just said that.
I said
this was a shit show. This was a shit show of a stream, man. Holy shit. Man, that was a good time. Look at my hairline. Just compare. Look at the fucking restoration on that, man. Holy shit. I was in a dire situation. I was in a tight spot back then, but holy shit, look at that. I got some growth again. I got my hair back. I am excited. Now I have stopped the receding hairline. But no, yeah, that was an interesting stream. Yeah.
Follow me. You're painting them as this evil amorphous
All
force
these
that
people
goes
who
out
were
to do my bidding.
Oh, dear Lord, baby Jesus. Like, no, not every single person in your audience is probably.
Yeah, so Overlord Lettuce, who is the person I'm talking to, was one of the leads on the Offshore project team. He left the project probably because I think the reason was he just felt overloaded. And he was the guy that was supposed to be making their websites so they could like push them out as like, this is the website for the update, but he left. And now I guess those websites aren't getting made. You know, they made the collections, they made all the collections and they're on Steam right now, but there's no website to my knowledge. So he bailed. He also started calling out the bullshit that happens inside of these tighter groups and workshop circles. Like, he got fucking mad at these guys, so like even Overlord Lettuce is waking up to their bullshit. So perhaps we treated you too harshly. Perhaps I've treated you too harshly.
Like, there's probably a lot of people in your audience that are just like, I don't know,
95, like
smoking-
99% of people who watch my
I'm
content
not
and follow
gonna
me,
talk about like percentages right now. Like,
And like, listen, man, no matter what you do, this is the position I find myself in, man. No matter what I do, no matter what I talk about, no matter what I criticize, I cannot control everyone who watches me. It's not fucking possible. People are gonna go, like, assholes are gonna go out of their way and be assholes. It doesn't matter who they watch, right? It doesn't matter what I say. Simply being critical of something on a platform like this is gonna make these guys go out of their way and be dicks. And I condemn that. Fuck these guys. Fuck this tiny group of people that go out of their way to be assholes. Like, you're not helping anybody. You're shitheads. I fully condemn that crap. Most of us, 99% of us, have a good head on our shoulders and know to not go out of our way to be assholes to people, right? But I'm not gonna spend all day, every day, micromanaging every single individual in my fucking audience to shut down things that people don't like. It's just not fucking possible. I'm one guy, and I have over 1,000 people watching a stream, and the amount of subscribers that I have, it's like, I can't control who watches me.
I know
you
that,
and I
like,
can both agree that it's a very tiny minority of people that are doing these things
I know we're not gonna agree on that.
I actively condemn consistently to not do that.
you are gassing them up by like making this whole thing about like the evil works cabal.
I
the
didn't call them.
Emporium
I never
cabal.
said they're an evil workop cabal.
Well,
They are certainly a
evil
cabal. The Emporium certainly holds a majority stake in what items get in this game. And
Yes, they do.
if you even
Soft monopoly. Soft monopoly / soft cabal.
want to
because
have it,
it's
and
just
listen,
like a-
and listen, and if you even want to have a slight chance, and you know this, if you even want to have a slight chance of getting content into the game, you must go through the Emporium. It doesn't
No,
automatically write off your
absolutely
chances.
not.
He has
That is true. Like that is still maintained to this day, that if you want to have the greatest chances of your content being put in the game, you must go through the Emporium. You must suck up to the top brass in there, the largest creators who consistently have their work put in the game. The best way to do it is to have their names attached to your work so it can get put in the game. You have to go through that group. You have to suck up to these people. And it sucks that that's how it's been for so long and how things work now. Naturally, like I said in this clip, it doesn't automatically kill your chances. You can still upload these things as an individual. But because you're not one of the mainstay guys, chances are Valve is going to ignore you.
helped with the contribution of 17 items into the game, one of which is my favorite. And it's not like the rest are bad, they're pretty decent, all things considered. Unfortunately, I feel as though he is not an upstanding member of the TF2 community. But who am I? Just some animator.
Your puppet.
We may all have our past issues, inside and outside of TF2.
I have typed bad words. Or I typed a bad word and then quoted the Eric Andre show. I still can't believe people call me fucking racist for that. I quoted the Lance Reddick episode of Eric Andre, like, what is it? Almost like 2016, right? This was 9 years ago when I typed that shit on Twitter. I quoted the Eric Andre show and people still think I'm a fucking racist. Really? Warp speed! Like, come on! It's insanity. It's fucking stupid. I hate it. I hate people. You're not? I'm sorry. Listen, I have to maintain my chud aura. I have to maintain my chud atmosphere here. I am an extreme. You can clip this. Clip it and use it to your desires. I have an extreme distaste for minorities. Ugh. My least favorite minority are the people that put ketchup on their hot dogs. If you put ketchup on a hot dog, you are my least favorite minority member. The fuck is wrong with you? You don't put ketchup on hot dogs. You put mustard, you put relish, and that's it. You do mustard and relish. You don't put fucking ketchup on a good hot dog. It's fucked up. I hate it. Ketchup on hot dogs is a sin. It is a sin. It is a crime. Never meet your heroes. Oh, shit. Oh, Christ. No, it's nasty. Chicago style. Yes, this motherfucker gets it. Chicago style dogs. That's the way to have a hot dog, not fucking ketchup. And some demented, twisted demons put mayonnaise on a hot dog. Why? You don't put mayonnaise on a hot dog. You need acidity. You need vinegar. You gotta cut the fat in the meat. You need something to contrast the fatty meat and the starchiness of the bread. You slather mayonnaise on that, it's just so heavy. Ugh. No. Mustard. Yellow mustard. And dill relish. Or sweet. I'm not picky. Dill or sweet relish. But I prefer dill. Dill relish on a hot dog. I revoke your blowjob coupon? No. Oh, shit. Why else do you think that baseball games only put mustard on a perfectly squiggly line? Because it's good. What is a Brazilian hot dog? What is I have to Google that now. Is this cheese? Oh, it's like, is it? Okay, I see cheese and I see corn. Really? It's just cheese and corn. Why? What? I don't know how I feel about this one, man. You got like peas and carrots. Hold on. This is like, what is it? Which one is it? I think it's I see the Brazilian flag on this one. I see cheese. I see like ground meat and chili on this one. With tomato sauce. You're doing too much. Keep it simple. Okay, also I forgot diced onions. Mustard, relish, diced onions. That's a diced purple or yellow onion. Onion is also a very key player for a good hot dog. Look up Colombian hot dogs. Okay, I'll do it in a different tab because for all I know, that could be a deep cut into some nasty raunchy shit on the internet. Could be an Urban Dictionary deep cut. No, it's not. What the fuck is this? What? What is this? What's on here? These like French fried onions? Mayo, ketchup, alongside pineapple sauce, potato chips, hard-boiled quail eggs? What the fuck are you doing to these hot dogs? Huh? Quail eggs? I like potato chips. I can understand getting a little bit of crunch because I like onions on my hot dog, but fucking quail eggs on a hot dog? You're not having hot dogs anymore. Yeah, you're going too far. It's not a hot dog. You're doing something else entirely. Keep it simple. Simple is better. Mustard, relish, onion. Picanha is the best cut of meat out there. It's not even close. Dude, I've never had it. I really want it. I know it's good. I know it's heavily praised, but I've never had it. I want to have it. There's not a lot of places I can get it around here, unfortunately. I do want it. People are fucking riled up about this. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't know this was such a hotly debated topic as to what the fucking ideal topping is. It's not fucking ketchup. Yeah, so, Kanya. Yeah, so it is this delicious, fatty cut of meat that I know is very good, but I've never had it before, and I oh so desperately would like to try it. Not a lot of steakhouses around here serve it, so I want to get it. I want to try it. It looks good. I think we need to keep going here. We still have 10 minutes of this video left. I'm gonna cut off the great hot dog.
Myself included. And opposing viewpoints on the game might cause some turmoil within the community, but will make
It's like, okay. It's not even opposing viewpoints anymore. I think now the vast, like when it comes to the fucking Quickplay discourse that's happening right now, I think the overwhelming majority of people understand, at least at some level, that casual mode is broken and that Quickplay used to function better, or the game used to function better with Quickplay. That's just the majority stance, plain and simple. Even for people that did not experience Quickplay and have no idea what Quickplay is, they've played casual mode. They know it sucks. They know something is wrong. Like, that's not even a divisive, that's not a divisive point anymore. Like, people know casual mode sucks, and it would be greatly improved if it behaved more like Quickplay. Like, that's the next video I'm making. Like, the script is almost done. I'm in the drafting phases. I'm gonna get this shit done as soon as possible, alright? As quickly as I can.
it just fine. But then there's this. I want to be proud of the game, and of
Yeah, some very strong words about, from Mr. Lettuce on Twitter. So, you know what? If people are going to criticize me about what I put on social media, we are full and free to do the same thing for workshoppers, man. Yeah, I am also not a fan of people that shit on my country of origin, so.
those that work on it. But no one will tell me how to treat my fellow Americans.
Okay, hey,
Amen, brother. I'm so glad he has this, dude. I know I'm bouncing like a fucking retard, but this call is gold. Oh, yes. Listen, have a listen. Oh, have a listen.
John.
Anybody remember Creators.tf? So some years ago, there was a series of community servers that originally started as just normal vanilla TF2 servers, and then they started incorporating more custom content and then their own fully fleshed out updates. And they basically ate themselves from the inside out because of mismanagement, and they collapsed and died. And here is a very fun moment in the history of fucking creators. You may recognize the voice.
Um,
Okay, so let's just disable this race.
yeah,
There's
just
no real need for a meeting. And then update the fucking code of conduct because the Twitter got mad.
okay, dude. Okay, tongue food service, you need to calm down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with the word. I don't care what your life situation is.
So, context, the members of Creators.tf got really mad at the guy who was hosting their servers, and one of the people who worked on the in the group, right? They were getting mad at him for using a word they disliked. I dared not utter it here. And they were trying to get him kicked off the project because he used a word that they don't like.
And, yeah, I vote to remove you from the team.
Okay.
Anybody else? We need 3 people to agree to that.
3?
I'm not.
Well, me and 2.
I'm not getting involved personally.
Yeah, I'll throw in. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is really lagging out. I'll throw in.
Mm-hmm.
Barely hear you, so.
All right, well, Tongue remains on the team. I don't like you, and, yeah, I don't know, man. Shape up. What the f?
Teams of talent.
Oh, Tyler. Oh, Tyler. Oh, God.
Leagues above the workshop, and a strong reach over the community are not immune to internal conflict and drama.
Nope, they are not. Again, this is why we cannot expect the community to carry the game on its back.
Even the most passionate of gamers are not immune to having an air of conflict within their team and operations. The rare rogue staff member can also cause havoc for the rest of the team. Remember what I said about the invasion update? 2 of the 21 people that helped coordinate the update with the rest of the community made Valve shutter the doors to the rest of us.
Actually, I think I got my facts wrong there. They weren't mad at the guy who was hosting the servers, they were mad at the other guy, but then the guy who was hosting the servers got fed up with their bullshit, and then he left.
For Creators.tf, their bold attempt to bring custom content to the community with self-made updates, completely independent of Valve, came crashing down.
Yep, because they couldn't keep their shit together. If you want more information about the downfall of Creators.tf, High GPS made a pretty good video about it. Let me see if I can find it. It's on his channel. I'll find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It might take a minute because it's pretty old. I mean, this was like, this was years ago. Let me see if I can spot it. I have to scroll for it. Where is it? Where is it? Just to show you that it's there and I'm not like blowing smoke up your ass. Where is it? There it is. End of Creators.tf. Here it is. Yeah, so here's the video. You want more information about the downfall of this shit. At least his perspective on it, because he was involved, because he was having his balanced mod servers hosted through there. Just a good idea, good insight. I mean, it's the same kind of story, the general story with a lot of these TF2 groups. They're mostly comprised of a lot of young people who don't have the same level of professionalism or what's the word I'm looking for? Jesus, the same amount of professionalism or the same amount of willpower or discipline or what have you to stick with a project, and also decorum, right? To kind of work together and just do what they're supposed to do. It's mostly young people, and that results in a lot of shit not getting done and infighting and what have you. So it's as a result, I mean, then Creators.tf is not the only project that has suffered from this similar fate. This is just typically what happens inside the TF2 sphere. And, this happens in other video game spheres as well. This is not exclusive to Team Fortress 2, but it happens a lot in Team Fortress 2.
One admin intentionally disrupted the game servers due to disputes with fellow staff members. I have a strong suspicion.
Yeah, so now I remember. So the reason why this guy left is because they were wanting to implement a word filter on their servers that would automatically ban people for using words that they don't like. So that's why he got mad, and then he up and left. Yep.
Suspicion that the person that you just heard is the second person and the main reason why Creators.tf buckled and ceased to operate.
Yeah, Tyler had a pretty good hand in the end shitification of Creators.tf. He wasn't the only buckle in their foundation, but he influenced. He didn't help. In other words.
Years later, the first incident.
What I don't understand though is how is that more ridiculous than like a Santa Claus petition?
How is it more ridiculous? Like, how is a boycott more ridiculous?
Why is it ridiculous? Why is it like worth saying? No, we shouldn't do that.
Creators.tf drama is hardly crazy in the grand scheme of things. TF2 mod scene gets wacky. Yes, it does.
That, but it's worth pointing everyone toward like a Santa Claus petition.
Oh, well,
you're gonna leave at Valve's door, and I feel like that's less realistic.
I do the same shit with my beard.
No, it is. Like, I'm telling people. I'm literally telling people from the beginning that there is a 99% chance that this will not work. And the reason why is just very basic. Okay, Valve makes way too much money to fucking care.
And then that right there reinforces the point that money is the only thing they're going to listen to.
Yeah, but they make...
Right, why do you guys deserve to be the self-appointed leaders of the TF2 community and charge forward this fixed TF2 shit?
I'm kind of with you there. I don't think I'm particularly qualified at all.
I don't think I'm qualified either.
Neither do I. Neither do I. And this goes back to my point that I said earlier, that this shouldn't have been this forced inorganic thing drummed up by YouTubers. It should just be the culmination of the entire community's frustration with Valve that gets them to do the one thing that matters, and that is stop spending money on the game.
If the largest TF2...
And I still stand by that. I mean, that's how it should be. It should be enough collective outrage for Valve's mistreatment about this game that should get people off their asses and, you know, get in their face, man. We finally have the indication that we can do this. Like, beyond fix TF2 and save TF2, right? Because the only reason why Valve addressed the bots, right, and I said this in my Meet Your Match video, the primary reason, I believe, is because, one, there was noise. People were getting pissed. So there was that factor. It's unignorable. But the primary reason was that Valve was making Deadlock and pushing out Deadlock. And they knew they were going to put themselves into a bad situation where, hey, we're making this new hero shooter, this new team-based team-based third-person hero shooter. Meanwhile, our current one of our most beloved hero shooters, is fucking unplayable. That's gonna make them look really fucking bad. Hence, around the same time when they started going full bore on Deadlock's development, then they put the contractor on the job around 2022, and it took that guy 2 fucking years to actually do something about the bots in the game. So we have that, but more importantly, we have the recent development of the unmute free-to-plays petition. That was small, and I said that in my video on my main channel. Like, that's a very small petition, a very small amount of noise compared to fix TF2 and save TF2, right? Relative to the amount of noise and people involved with that, the unmute free-to-plays petition was tiny. But that's all it took, right? That's all it took to get Valve's attention. This one letter sent to them to get them to bend the knee and finally admit that they fucked up. And they unmuted free-to-plays. That shows us that we have influence over Valve's decision-making. Right? That shows us that we have influence over Valve's decision-making. If that little petition can get them to walk back one of the dumbest changes they ever made for the game, in its history, just that one little thing, we have power. We can collectively come together and ask them to improve the game. And it seems like the growing sentiment is for Valve to fucking fix casual mode! Either by fully bringing back Quickplay or by making it function like Quickplay. Ultimately, it's semantics. We're all asking for the same thing. Make casual mode function like Quickplay so we can actually enjoy the game for more than 5 fucking minutes at a time in endless steamrolls, this endless cycle of fucking steamrolls because the matchmaking system is fucking broken. That's the next step. That's what we gotta be pushing for next. It's not that much fucking work to put the game back to how it was. Right? You can keep all the shit, you can keep the shitty UI, you can keep the damn fucking stim badge, all I can say, just fix the shit under the hood and make the game better. Everyone should be asking for that, and that's like consistently the top posts on Reddit for the past couple of weeks, is people asking for Valve to fix casual mode by making it function like Quickplay. We have power. We just have to ask. We just have to ask. I'm pushing out this video as soon as I can to keep the ball rolling here because we can do it. We can do it. Valve has conceded that they fucked up with unmuting free-to-plays. They can concede they fucked up with casual mode too.
YouTubers struggle to fix the game due to a lack of direction. Then how can we trust a few randoms to manage their ability to heavily influence our future content while being
Yeah, don't trust us. Don't trust the YouTubers. Don't trust the YouTubers to carry this game on their back, because as soon as the pasture turns a little bit brown, they're gonna fuck off. You know? Don't trust the workshoppers either, because they do it for money.
Professional and not malicious. I mean, seriously. We just finished picking the gray stray hairs out of our teeth that Valve gave us from the whole bot epidemic. If I can't trust Valve, then I cannot trust these strangers to control their influences over TF2's content.
Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh, that's a spicy one. Oh, it was good.
Honestly,
when I was watching this last night, man, I fucking I cracked up. That was a loud bit of audible laughter when that joke came through. Holy fuck.
Honestly, you shouldn't trust Valve either. An ex-Valve employee has discussed how the corporate structure and incentive.
And he talks about it. He talks about the fucking string of tweets from the former Valve employee showing just how fucking awful the company is.
To reach
love to see it.
Has resulted in
People are waking up. Better late than never.
Other Valve employees looking to eliminate their coworkers in hopes of fattening up their own bonuses.
Yep.
Please show your
Valve's primary goal for getting work done are bonus incentives. Their flat structure is not so flat.
your support for Vipes. He has made 3 items that are officially in this game. If we are able to disapprove of the actions that some users have done within this community.
Drew, Metabolic. Drew and Metabolic, who stalked, doxed, harassed this motherfucker endlessly to the point where his life was upended and put into shambles. Like Drew, there's a lot more to this too. The Drew and Metabolic guy have like their own little group of friends that tend to move from person to person and harass the shit out of them, people they don't like. But of course, they are harbored by the Emporium. They are protected by the Emporium because their content is always accepted into Team Fortress 2, and they have to maintain that connection.
Then we should still show our support to those that deserve it or need it. I fell in love with Valve's TF2 before random forces began to have their way with it. Meet your match, pastime, manpower, the workshop.
Why? It's like, that's something else too, man. Why the fuck did they ever put manpower and pastime into TF2? If we're gonna remove anything, remove those. Like that, no one will miss them. Some people might actually miss bread space, but no one's gonna miss manpower and pastime. They can go. Sorry, Solar Light will miss pastime, but he doesn't even play it on Valve servers anyways. He plays competitive 4v4. It can be removed.
I am willing to accept the fact that Valve is no longer around to support us, other than the months that we have custody of them.
Support. You use the support. You use the word support very liberally here. I wouldn't use the word support. They acknowledge us.
However, eventually, it will begin to feel like we are playing someone else's TF2 if these content packs are the new standard.
Yep, that's the shit I've been getting at, man. This is the shit. This fucking guy, man. Listen, this is why we need other perspectives, because they word things, the same ideas, in different ways to like really drive the point home. Like he took the words right out of my head that I could not have ever. Like I could not get that thought to come out of my mouth. We're eventually playing someone else's Team Fortress 2. What they believe the game should be, what they want the game should be, either motivated by a paycheck or just because they want that shit in the game. We're not playing Valve's TF2 anymore when we get the fucking VIP mode and Saxton Hale and all these other crappy maps. This is someone else's game now. It is. It has become these guys' game, 100%. And if this cycle continues, it's only going to keep getting worse.
Before I'm labeled as an anti-something and my social credit goes down, I'm in the Offshore Discord. Do not harass.
Listen, Blue, you've probably seen a little bit of it in your comment section, and what I suspect is going to happen is you are going to get some Emporium members that are going to reach out to you, and they're going to extend an olive branch first. They will extend the olive branch first. They will be friendly to you. But either way, if you accept the olive branch or you reject it, you will be met with vitriol. Just do not engage. Take my advice. Do not engage with the Emporium members that will try to reach out to you. The snakes will come. Just keep them at arm's length. You can say hello, but, you can be nice to them, but just don't keep it at that, all right? You're on their radar now. You've put yourself in their crosshairs. Get ready. You have made enemies with this video. Trust me. Even if you didn't invoke my name, you have made enemies with this video. Just tread carefully when you come across these guys, okay? Take my, if you're gonna listen to anything I say, take my advice here, and I mean this with utmost sincerity, like this isn't a joke. Be very careful around these guys, like 100%. Be very careful. Be very careful.
As anyone mentioned, and I must give credit where credit is due. A large amount of the items presented in there is of high quality and the theme actually fits within TF2's tone. Some have uploaded their assets to be used by other map makers. It's not a lot, but it's something. Here we have this guy's first ever item that he's making for the workshop, and here comes a guy that's willing to help him. I just hope that the original guy...
I like how big it is. It does not need to be... It's so fucking huge. Oh my god. I mean, I like the idea of a flail. A flail works, so fuck it, why not make it look like a mine, right? You can make it look like a mine. That's a little big. I would shrink the ball a little bit, but fuck it, why not?
Is able to learn the item production process, so that he's able to develop items on his own.
You would not get that inside the Emporium, by the way.
There are people teaming up. Then we have other people, offering critiques for some submissions on how they could be better. Even the maps. There have been consistent map playtests going on in there. I have no idea if the servers are populated, and they are able to playtest them. But we'll see.
Make it bigger.
I hope. Teaming up and getting work accomplished is not a bad thing. Don't forget, you and I are a fortress of teams too. Without groups coming together, we would be far behind in what we can do on our own, without people paving the way for us. However...
There you go. Don't let other people pave the way for you. That's perfect. Beautiful. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I would soon trust the lone random individual than the group with the strongest influence of our items. We should be able to operate on our own terms, without anyone pulling the strings to influence us on what to operate on or what we get to consume. We may already be puppets, but we do not need anyone else influencing the stage. Is there a push to create something for a theme? Then if you're an artist, you'll go where your heart takes you, and the best of luck to you in having your efforts be recognized and awarded. If you're only in it for the money, then kudos! Green is good. I just hope that you aren't exploiting the community and the game any more than it needs to be.
Yeah, for reference there.
I just hope that you aren't exploiting the community.
So, Invasion Update and its fiasco, Valve being shits, the Emporium being shits, gambling sites, stolen concept. Yeah.
And the game any more than it needs to be. Just make sure that the money is clean. So what now?
I mean, it's clean, in that it just comes from Valve, but the steps that a lot of people take to get there, not so clean.
I made my voice known in several of my videos about me hating Valve's
Go watch this one. This is a good one. I mean, all of his videos are good, but go watch this one.
Negligence about the game, and how the community is the future of the game.
Someone sent that to me after my Meet Your Match video. It was it was around when my video came out, or close to it. That was a good one.
Now I'm criticizing these community-made updates. I might be labeled a doomer because of my whip and naysaying. What's gonna make—
And listen, man, you will. You will be labeled as someone who hates the game. You're going to be labeled as someone who hates fun. All of that shit's going to come your way now because you dared open your mouth and criticize the status quo. Get ready. It will happen.
Me happy. I want to trust these fan updates. I want to trust the workshop. And I want to trust Valve.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of the people saying, just be happy, there's nothing wrong.
And the tier 2 YouTubers that have Reddit ban kid humor. Actually, I don't care about them. However, I can't exactly—
Richter and I were having a conversation here where it seems like— well, it's not it seems like, this is just true. TF2 is an old fucking game, right? The majority of people who play this game come from the older part of the older time of the internet. You know, TF2 has an overwhelmingly present chud culture. You know, you have the Reddit, you have the Twitter cultures, but the silent majority are, you know, they're fucking— you know, they're old heads. You know, they're people that play the games like TF2. You know, they're not out playing fucking Roblox or something. You know, it's these are the kinds of people that come and play Team Fortress 2, right?
Do that, given my reasons as stated. I do not trust the hands that stir the TF2 pot. I just hope someone can open the community's eyes even wider on who is truly profiting off the game.
And this is good. This is why I'm glad more people are talking about it, because for a long time I was the biggest person and really the only voice calling this shit out, and only more recently, as you know, more people did their own research and are coming to their own conclusions and ideas, more people are actually wanting to talk about these things, and that's good, because we are concerned with the future of this game. We only want what's best for this game. We want the best content. We want the best updates. We love this game. We want it to be treated and handled with care like it once was. But since that is consistently not happening on both ends of the table, from Valve and the people that make the content, we're fed up. We're tired of this shit. We want things to be better. That's why we criticize the game. That's why we criticize Valve. That's why we criticize these updates and the content. We want what's best. That's why we do it. It's not for the sake of complaining, like a lot of people say I do it for, not for the sake of fucking money. I can't live off YouTube revenue. It's like, we do it because we fucking care. I'm sorry if people resonate with my ideas and watch me when I say this shit. That's why we do it. We care.
Besides Valve. So what's the realistic thing I can hope for? I do not want Valve to encourage any more of these projects. Maybe the Tropic Crisis project was just a one-time fluke. Valve...
It's not, man. It's not. I mean, and the Offshore project is evidence of that. And I still bet you, I still guarantee, honestly, because, you know, you pulled out the figure of 27%. It's going to be higher. It's going to be higher this year for Offshore content. I would be willing to bet money that 40% of the content is, 40% of the content is going to be from this fucking project. I guarantee it.
Should allow a workshop to create whatever they want without having to follow a team's proposal influencing a large bulk of it. Valve should focus on a grab bag of quality hats and maps that fit the game.
It sucks because, again, at both ends of the table, like, we're fucked. Valve doesn't do the right thing. These workshop groups don't do the right thing. It sucks. It sucks that all of us are caught in the middle, right? The other 99.999% of us are caught in the middle of this bullshit. It's really frustrating. It's really fucking frustrating.
Yeah, Overgrown is in South America, but the damn map looks like it was made by MC Escher, with all the paths and 50 doorways.
It's just so true. The map sucks. The map sucks so much. Why did they add it? It's horrible. Oh.
Organic items from the humble farmer, not heavily processed content from the 1%. If these projects do flourish in
and that is how it is. The vast majority of content comes from the same handful of people.
The future, then I can only hope that
Who's ready for the taco
will
update?
use their new
2026 taco update. Pick your toppings. It's gonna be a good update. We got a taco hat, a taco shirt, taco shoes, taco skin. Gonna get fucking genie in a bottle for 2027.
method of influencing Valve in the community. Since it wouldn't surprise me if any syndicates try to say I'm looking to kick up drama for views.
They will. They will. They already are. They already are. I'm seeing people say this in other Discords, and a few people in your comment section are heavily insinuating this. That's just gonna happen now. You opened your mouth. You said something that can be viewed as negative. Even people get pissy at me for saying this, but the toxic positivity machine is firing up. They hate this. They hate this shit. They will try to shut you down. Keep your chin up. Ignore it. Don't engage. Doesn't matter what you say. You can screech this at the top of your lungs, Bloop, until your face turns blue. For people to not harass anybody, that you're trying to not be mean, they don't care. You opened your mouth, you criticize the state of the game and how things are working. They're gonna be mad at you. Just ignore them. They're not worth listening to.
My time when it comes to making TF2 content is limited. The game is turning 18 this year. A lot has been said and done. I just have some opinions. I want to focus.
Listen, man. Just because someone agrees with me doesn't mean that they lack original ideas. I think the overwhelming majority of people who watch this video agree with this sentiment. It's so fucking frustrating that, like, just because I have the idea, it's tainted. That you cannot share the idea unless you're a bootlicker of mine or you suck my dick. It's like, oh no, God forbid we want better content. God forbid we want Valve to treat the game better. God forbid that we're skeptical of how these groups influence the game and how things get put in the game, right? It's not a lack of original idea. This is just a common sentiment amongst a lot of people.
Focus on other video topics like food and 3D modeling in the future. TF2 gave me and my puppets life.
Get out. Like I said at the start of the stream, man, get out. Get out as soon as you can. TF2, there's no future here. There is nothing. You are extremely talented. You're extremely talented. You're articulate. You know how to make videos. Get the fuck out now. You have your escape velocity. Do not lose it. Get the hell out of the TF2 sphere while you can. You will have success on YouTube. You will. You have it in your blood. You can make good shit. Run. Fucking run. As fast as you can.
It's about time for us to go out and live.
Like, I know you love the game. I love it too. Get out.
However, there are a few more ideas and criticisms that I have with TF2. So until those ideas are said and done, I still want to create these stylized videos, as this is my way of creating art.
You're in the
I
way.
love my
All the power to you, man. You're very talented. I can't wait to see what you do.
puppets, so I'm gonna give it my best. Unlike some barnacle heads, if you love my
I can't believe this is real.
videos, please share them with your friends. Share them with your parents. You never know. I mean, seriously, there's probably someone's mom out there watching
give
this
the guy
right
some
now.
love. I think,
so thank you.
I think we can improve
and thank
that
you to my
like-dislike
patrons.
ratio.
Now that I
go give the video a like and show that he is really resonating with the vast majority of people here. I think with the ideas in this video. Go give the guy some love, please.
Criticize the TF2.
It's more important that people speak their minds like this, regardless of what position they have.
Emporium, and I painted Zesty Jesus in a good light. You know what that means? Oh shit!
He didn't even paint me in a good light. He just put a few things out there that happened. He didn't even shy. It was like a completely neutral stance on like the stuff he put in the video about me. He wasn't sucking me off.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let it be known that I love myself. I have family and friends that love me, and I would never.
Stop being a bigot.
Oh God, no! I'm so.
You big stink bitch. Hey, it's me, Bloop. Forget everything that I just said and tell my mom I'm gay and alive. You should send more funding to the Emporium and make sure you upvote the hot qualitot. I'm gonna go play Overwatch now. Okay, bye.
I'm gay and alive. Holy God. Oh shit, that was funny. This guy's good. This guy is good. He's got a future. He knows what he's doing. He can write. He can make good jokes. He's a talented animator. He's got the spunk. He's got the spunk to get somewhere. He can do it. You can do it. You are very. Sir Pello sends his love. He says you are talented. You can do some good shit. Do it. Very excited to see what else you have for us in the future. I am gay and alive. It's a hell of a thing to say. I am gay and alive. Great video. Really good video. The only thing I disagree with is that a themed update isn't inherently a bad idea. It's just that it would be better if it was handled in such a way where the way Valve did it back with Jungle Inferno, where they announced themselves organically, hey, this is what we're going to be picking, so make content that adheres to this idea, right? It requires Valve's influence and control. You know what I mean? And in a way, you could interpret Valve throwing that on their blog as like, yes, we are going to be looking for this, right? The problem is that the idea didn't come from Valve, it came from within the community, right? It was a certain small handful of people that set the designated theme, and then everyone else outside of that circle had absolutely no influence as to what that theme was going to be. That's the frustration, right? So again, it's not inherently a bad idea, but how it's handled, it just needs to be handled more carefully, right? It needs to be handled more carefully. So, very good video. Applause. Would suck to be told by Valve that they wouldn't accept anything but that theme. I mean, yeah, that would suck, but also at the same time, it would give a bit of a comfort where it's not like, okay, it's going to be a random crapshoot. You at least have something you can like aim towards and strive for. It does kill creativity, don't get me wrong. To have to strictly adhere, couldn't get that out, to a specific theme, that does suck, but it would at least kind of clear the air, clear the muddied waters a little bit. Like, this is what Valve wants. Do it, you know? Curious, do I plan on making videos on games that aren't TF2 in the future? I mean, of course I have my own ideas for non-TF2 content, but if I do any of them, they'll be here on the second channel or on a different channel entirely. I would not put non-TF2 videos on my main channel at this stage. Because people come to me for TF2 content. That's where I've put myself on my main channel. And also my second channel. That's people don't expect non-TF2 stuff from me. So if I were to suddenly put a non-TF2 video out there, people would look at me like I grew a second head. It's like going to McDonald's and you're being fed a salad. Like, you're not... McDonald's has salads, but you get what I mean. You're not going to McDonald's for a salad. You want a shitty cheeseburger. So I'm not gonna give you a salad when you're here for a cheeseburger, you know what I mean? So if I do that, it will not be on my main channel and would likely not be on my second channel. It would probably be a new channel entirely. So if I ever get around to doing that. So I want to, just, you know, I'm strapped for time. Strapped for time is all. It's not always easy. Not always easy. So, thoughts on Blue Archive? Do I still play it? Yes. Naya is coming, and I am excited. Oh, finally got a unit. I hate her voice. Her voice bothers me. It's a horrible mismatch. I'd eat your salad. No, don't do that. Do not do that. Ah, yeah, Warpaint. Where is it? Let's have a look. The Cutthroat Kaiman. We'll have a look. This is not an impromptu workshop stream. Guy asked me to look at it, so I'll take a look. Cutthroat Kaiman. Okay, so alligator skinned. All right. So first things first. Green. You handled it well. Green is typically tricky to get right in TF2. Usually, if it's too saturated, it sticks out and it's kind of ugly. So you usually have to go for, you know, a more darker military green. He went with a more washed out light green. That plays reasonably well. It's not going to look that good on red team. So perhaps what you could have done is made this team colored. You could have done, you know, green for an alligator, and then you could have done, you know, some warmer color, be it yellow or orange or something that's still reptilian, but isn't green. You could have done that. Texture work is good, I think. Textures are decent. It's tricky because when you're doing scales like this, let me see, does he have full pictures of the scales? Not really. So when you're doing scale textures like this, in my opinion, you really want to try to keep them all the same shape, roughly. Like you kind of go from squares to more circular oblate scales here, and that's fine, but it makes it a little bit noisy. In my opinion, if you wanted to do this, I think just keeping it as more polygonal scales like this, you know, more square shape, rectangular shape would have cut down on the noise level a little bit. You could have left them higgly-piggly, that's fine. It's still roughly a gridded pattern, so it's not super noisy, but that's still fine. I do like the lighter tan texture. The color is great. The spacing on the scales is great. It looks like he just took the same texture but scaled it up, so you're getting less of that noise on there, which helps it a lot. Don't scale up the primary texture because then that wouldn't help. It defeats the purpose. But that's kind of my only minor nitpick. It's not a huge deal. You know, it's not super noisy. It's just something that you could kind of cut down, keep it a bit more uniform, and not make it look so kind of clouded and fuzzy, especially on smaller weapon models too. Like, looking at the scope right here, this scope looks really good because it's pretty consistent and uniform, but then down here, it's kind of like, it's a little, I don't know, it's kind of cluttered. I don't like that. TF2 textures tend to work the best when you have simple repeating patterns with a minimal amount of noise, but just enough to make it look like an actual texture like wood or concrete or what have you. But other than those nitpicks, I think it's pretty good. What base do you use? I want to know what base you use. So, a base would be ideal. I'd like to know which one you used. But, yeah. I think with some tweaks, this could be really good. I think the primary thing, like, I think the one thing you should do, if you remake this, make it team colored, keep the green for blue team, but then do a warm color for red team. Used Yeti? Okay, you can use Yeti, so that's good. Yeti's a good base. Yeah, I think you should do a team colored one, use a team colored base, or just do a team colored variant and then ask Valve to make it team colored because they do that sometimes. Yeah, a warm color for red team would look good. Again, either yellow, it doesn't need to be red. Red would look weird, but like you want, I think yellow, like a yellow, like you could do like albino, right? Like a light yellow for like an albino crocodile. That's a thing in real life if you care. That could be a good idea. Or just make it yellow. Yellow works. There are yellow reptiles, yellow snakes. You can do that. I think that's a good idea. But nice war paint. With some tweaks, it could be a 10 out of 10. It's good. Now, I think brown would be a little boring on this one. Brown is fine, too, because, of course, there's a wide variety of brown reptiles. But, I think yellow fits his idea a bit more, yeah, just better. Fits it a bit more. No, yeah, I saw a scout time on that one. I suspect that he would have wanted me to look at it so he could improve it and then resubmit it. But yeah, we are winding down the stream now. So before everyone starts leaving, if you want notifications for when I go live, join the Discord linked in the description below. You can't talk in there, but you know when I go live, you get pinged when I upload, you get pinged for other bullshit, so just join that if you want. I am working on my next video. I'm gonna get it done as soon as I can. Again, it's gonna be about Quickplay. It's gonna be about fixing casual mode. This is going to be the follow-up to my You Will Not Play video, so look forward to that. I'm gonna get that done as soon as I can. Hopefully by June. That's my goal. And yeah, those are the important things. So keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, let's chill for a bit. Let's wind things down a little bit. Let's relax. Let's decompress because we had a very very high octane, energetic stream. How y'all doing? Let's talk about hot dogs again. We're not talking about hot dogs again. No, we're not doing that shit again. No, sir. We're not doing hot dogs. I took a nap right as you started. Sorry. At least you have the VOD. The VOD's gonna be here. You're fine. How did I improve? How did I improve my hairline? I started using hair loss treatments. So, minoxidil foam is what I use. It comes in, brands just for men, Rogaine. It's a topical treatment. You rub it on your scalp, makes your hair grow back, thickens the hair you have. It worked for me. No side effects. It's just good. Worked for me. I've been using these treatments for about 7 months now, roughly. About 7 months, and over that amount of time, it's really helped. It's thickened my hair. My hairline's better now, so it's good. It helped a lot. If you weren't bald, I would embrace the fog is coming. Listen, I'm gonna be bald inevitably. I'm gonna be bald inevitably. There's no stopping that. I'm just gonna prevent that from happening for as long as possible. So. How tall am I in centimeters? 201. If my math is correct. Yes. 201 centimeters. That is 6'7", for those curious. As a man with a forehead growing larger every year, I feel that. It's just the nature of having a lot of testosterone. Higher T, less hair on the head, more on the body. Your hair goes from here to there. Or here. How should I gain weight? I'm almost underweight. Eat more. Really, you just gotta eat. You gotta eat and lift. If you eat and you lift, you're gonna put on muscle mass, which is weight. But the first step is you gotta eat more. Don't eat junk, eat healthy food. But that's step one. You wanna gain weight, you gotta eat, and then you gotta lift. Stick to that protein. Tweaking need my dose of zesty content. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. 198 always feels amazing meeting someone taller than me. Yeah, we are, you and I, sir, are vertical anomalies. We are vertical anomalies. Is my receding hairline from aging or genetics? Probably both. Probably both. Jim's going good, man. I got a personal trainer. He's been helping me out a lot. It's been going good. I'm glad I got a personal trainer because for a while there I just didn't really know what I was doing and it was kind of impeding my own progress. But he's been showing me a lot. He kicked my ass yesterday. Fuck. Oh my god. It was mostly a chest and front. I'm still sore. It was mostly a chest and front shoulders day. Just oh god. Kicked my ass. But it's a worthwhile investment for improving my health and my physique. So. Credit where it's due, being jacked for a 2-meter tall mutant is hard. No, yeah, I'm not looking to get jacked. I mean, I have muscle definition. I'm toned around my body, but I'd like to get, I needed to gain some weight, and I want to do it in the right way and just make myself a bit stronger. I'm not looking to be, a fucking bodybuilder. Like, I am slim, so I want to put some mass on me. Also find it weird that Spy is Scout's dad. It was just kind of a retconned thing that happened through the comics that really wasn't part of the game at launch. It is a little weird. There's no harm in it. There's no harm in it if you enjoy it, but whatever. I'm an enjoyer, so my English won't be the best. Just want to say I love your videos. I'm in my 5th rewatch of your 4-hour video. Wow. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you kindly for the donation. Jesus, man, 20 hours watching one video. I mean, to be fair, it is rather information dense, so it's hard to pick up on everything on the first watch through. So I don't blame someone for needing to like go back and watch it again. But thank you. You're very kind. But if I could have classes switch to the female gender, would it negatively impact the game? If you could only have only female or only male, then it would be fine. But the problem is that if you change the physique of the mercenaries, then you change their silhouettes, which would hurt class recognition. So not a good idea. But if you have the option to have male or female, then that would double the amount of silhouettes you have to memorize, which would just defeat the purpose of TF2's original design. Which is also probably why Valve scrapped the idea of having female mercenaries in the first place, because they would have to go through and either maintain the silhouettes they designed, or, introduce 9 brand new ones, which is just not a good idea for a video game that was specifically designed to cut down on visual noise. So, it's neat how I have a sizable Latino American audience. I'm pretty amazed that I have people from around the world that watch me. That kind of blows me away. Where my best friend I met through YouTube, he lives in Hungary. I know people in, the UK, South America, Canada, the Philippines, fucking China, South America, South Africa. Every part of the world I've spoken with people from there. It's fucking crazy. And like, I have this crazy amalgamation of people from different parts of the world in my Discord, which is nuts. People call me racist, but I probably have one of the most diverse Discords on the fucking TF2 scene. So many people. Swedish people, fucking so many people. It's crazy. Well, yeah, like, where are you guys from? Like, type in chat what country you're from. I'm curious. Let's see where people are from. I think it's fun to look at. Cyprus, Croatia, Russia, Portugal, Canada, England, Brazil, Spain, USA, Venezuela, Montenegro, United Arab Emirates. There you go, man. Moldova, France. Damn. We listen, we serves all kinds. We serves all kinds here. Ireland, a lot of Americans. Switzerland, Mexico, Czech Republic, Chechnya. Bolivia, Ukraine, Greece, damn, Kentucky, the country of Kentucky. To be fair, each state on its own in America might as well be its own country because of how different they can be. So saying your state is fine too. Oklahoma, and Belarus, Scotland, another Hungarian, Saudi Arabia. Goddamn. See, we have a nice diverse crowd here. South Dakota. There you go. Do I own guns? I'm European, not American, so is the way TF2 handles guns realistic? No. Like, TF2's guns are intentionally heavily characterized so they can be easily recognized as the gun they are. Like, all of TF2's guns are not real. They're not real firearms. They, mimic certain elements of real-life firearms, like Heavy's minigun. That's, relatively close to what a minigun would kind of look like if you were to make it cartoony. But, like, the scattergun does not exist. Like, lever-action rifles are a thing, but, like, and lever-action shotguns are a thing, but the way Scouts works is it's just not a real gun. So, Yeah, it's a double-barrel shotgun with a lever action, which just does not make physical sense. So, they're not real guns. They're inspired somewhat by real firearms, but they're, you know, they're characterizations, they're cartoons, what have you. So, but yes, I do own guns. I own several. Because I live in Texas. Why else, like, where else would I be? Chile, there you go. Right here, you will not play 4 times speed. Left ear, Blue Archive OST 2 times speed. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I am fortunate to live in a part of the world where I can own a firearm and, you know, defend life and property if needed. Oman. Louisiana. How good am I at geography? Probably not as good as I should be. Probably not as good as I should be. Turkey, there you go. Czechia, another one. El Salvador. All kinds. All kinds. Serves all kinds. You know what? I've never had boba tea. I don't think I'm a fan of having, like, giant chunks of what are effectively candy snaking up a straw going into my mouth. When, like, boba tea is already, like, very sweet and sugary, and then having, like, giant tapioca pearls. It's like, you want dessert, right? You want a dessert. That's what you want. You want a dessert, not a drink. So if I'm gonna have something like that, I'm just gonna get ice cream. Or a cookie, or a piece of cake or something. I don't like drinking my desserts. I want to eat something. Richter, do I like pepper jack cheese? I do. Yeah, pepper jack with cold cuts. Salami is good. Yes, salami or like pastrami or what have you. Ooh, I could go for a good hot pastrami right now. Ooh, I'm fucking hungry. I like milkshakes. It's not that I dislike milkshakes. If I'm gonna have ice cream, I would prefer like a scoop of ice cream in a cone, or like a sundae. Like a milkshake's just kind of boring. It's like it takes the fun out of it. Eating ice cream is fun. If you blend it up into a cup and sip it, it's like, it's not fun. I want to get a nice, you know, sweet, crunchy waffle cone with a scoop of ice cream. That's what I want. Hard scooped. I like soft serve, but hard scooped is my preference. Easy choice. Hard scooped, favorite flavor. I don't know what my favorite flavor of ice cream is now. I haven't had ice cream in a long time. I know what flavors I like. What is my fucking favorite? I like pecan praline, I guess. Pecan praline is good. Coffee flavor is good. I like a little stuff in it. Pecan praline is nice. As a European, it shocks me just how unwalkable American cities can be. I've had pictures of Houston where you literally can't get anywhere without a car. No, yeah, I mean, the difference between places like England and Europe and America is we have much lower population density and way more urban sprawl. So it's not really feasible to walk anywhere just because of how sprawled out we are. You do need a car to get around. It's just how we have things set up here. So it's also why things like public transportation are tricky to get right. Like buses work pretty well over short distances, but like only a few cities that have really high population density, like Chicago and New York and some places in California, subways work there pretty well. But in a city like mine, where we have, you know, about 1.5 million people spread out over a really large area, it's just not that feasible to have like trains and trams and what have you. So most people get around by car. Why do we like huge cars? Because car companies make more money off of them. And that's just true. I watched a very fascinating video on YouTube talking about why cars in America are so fucking big. It's because car companies, if they can classify their vehicle as a light truck and not a typical car, they can bypass a lot of the emission restrictions and sell you a lot more car for a lot less cost on themselves. So they turn a bigger profit by selling us bigger cars. That's why all of our cars are so big and why they keep getting bigger and bigger with each passing year. They sell us more material in a bigger car with looser restrictions for the regulations because the EPA, right? The EPA enforces these restrictions, but they can bypass them by making cars bigger and classifying them as a light truck for work, right? And so all our roads are bigger as a result because that's needed, and traffic sucks. There's nowhere to park. It's a problem. So, like, we still have small cars. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like they're extinct, but that's why a lot of our cars are so big. Not sure part of Texas you're in, but Handel's ice cream changed my life. The best ice cream I've had, Graham Central Station. I've never heard of that place, but it sounds fucking amazing. Yeah, I'm in South Central. I live in San Antonio. I can say I live in San Antonio because who the fuck's gonna find me? I've been doxxed before anyways. It doesn't fucking matter. So, yeah, I live in San Antonio. Yeah, and I drive my truck, you know, my small truck. I don't have a big ass F-250. I like an F-250. I fit in an F-250. But I ain't got nowhere to put it. It's just too much car. Just give us the address. Yeah, just give us the fucking address. Oh, God. Like, I think the next car that I want to get is, I like a Subaru Outback. Those are just, like, consistently nice cars. Or like a, I don't know. Just something normal, conventional. I want to get a dumbass four-door truck so bad. See, Richter, I am enamored by owning a big-ass Ford F-250 because I fit in them, and I've driven one, and driving a big-ass truck like that is really fun. So, how'd my 4-hour video get Russian subs? So, a very, very kind individual has been going out of their way to make Russian subtitles for a lot of my videos, so if you are Russian, you have them to thank. So, that's a lot of work to translate my video into Russian. So, big applause to that guy for putting in that work. It's very kind of him to do so. He does it for free. He just did it without asking. Someone asked about the casual podcast. Still just trying to arrange art and stuff before we record the pod. Yeah, we want to get things solidified and what have you before we do that podcast. So again, it's gonna happen soon. It's gonna happen soon. Don't worry. We're still finalizing things. Is the removal of the self-harm warning on my video just impossible now? I think if I cut out that clip I put in from It's Always Sunny, that might do it, but then I don't want to have the whole thing reprocessed, so it's already gonna get all the views it's gonna get, so I'm just gonna leave it as is, more or less. It's fine. Steam is down, guys, because Tuesday maintenance. Remember that it's Tuesday maintenance. So Steam always shits the bed on Tuesdays. Best San Antonio Mexican food is Piedras Negras de Noche. I will make a note of that. Have you heard about car companies wanting to introduce subscriptions? Yes. It's fucking evil. No. Reprocessing isn't a problem. The video will do it in the background. People can still watch while it's being reprocessed. Okay, then I guess I'll do it. I will do it when the stream ends. I'll go clip out that 2-second joke that got the entire video, fucked over. Someone reported it, because I've used that clip in videos before, and it was fine. So someone definitely went out of their way to report that. So. Waiter, more subscriptions, please. Yeah, we live in it is the reality we live in. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. Everything is a subscription. It's fucking over. You rent your houses. You don't own your movies and TV shows. None of it's real. You don't own any of it. You're paying for a license to use it. You don't own any of the games on Steam. You pay for a license to use it. Sucks. Thoughts on electric cars? Electric cars are cool, but people need to stop thinking they're environmentally friendly. They're not. They are a cool alternative, but they are not exactly saving the environment as people make them out to be. Because where do you think all the fucking cobalt comes from for their batteries? It's mined. And then how do you think they process all that cobalt? They have to ship it across the ocean in giant oil tankers that burn a fuckload of fuel. And then by the time it's all said and done, and they make the fucking battery, the amount of resources they used might as well have been the equivalent of driving a normal car for about a fucking decade, and that is true, by the way. I'm an earth scientist, and I read some studies about that. If you want to make your typical battery for a Tesla, it takes about 10 years worth of, fossil fuels that could be emitted by driving a normal car, which is nuts. So, again, electric cars are cool, but they're not saving the planet like people are making them out to be. Because also, where do you think your fucking electricity comes from to charge them? Right? Where do you think the electricity comes from? It doesn't manifest out of thin air. We burn coal. The number one source of electricity in America is coal burning. It's about as dirty as it can get. You're not being clean by driving an electric car. You're still charging it with electricity generated by burning fucking coal. Right? Thankfully, we have other, we have more strict environmental regulations, at least in America, right? So our coal burning pollution is a lot lower than other parts of the world. We have alternative sources. You got solar and wind, and nuclear is a big one. Nuclear is so heavily untapped. It's been fear-mongered to shit because we had 2 or 3 disasters that were easily preventable and only happened because of neglect, incompetence, or greed. So, yeah, if you had stricter regulations on your nuclear power plants, then we'd have nothing to worry about. Also, hydrothermal is big, but hydrothermal's iffy because not all places can support hydrothermal power. Or hydroelectric. Hydroelectric is dependent on being near a source of water, body of water. So, yeah, geothermal is good. Hydrothermal, geothermal is it's a very good source of power, but it has downsides, right? It's not super efficient. You have to be in a good spot geologically where you have enough heat rising in the earth so you don't have to drill down that deeply. Because if you drill too deep, it takes a lot of energy to pump the water down and then have it come back up. So the amount of power you're spending to get the water down there, to turn it into steam, there's a trade-off, right? There's a return on investment of the power to get that to turn into steam, to then turn the turbine, and then generate more electricity. You have to have the plant be self-sustaining and then generate an excess of electricity. At one point, it's just not going to be worth it. It's not going to be enough. So, it only works in certain places. It only works in certain places. So. How's the food quality compared to Europe? Oh, fuck. Okay. So, in my brief spell in Hungary, their food is way better and way tastier than what we have here. By a mile. By a lot. Like, I can just compare McDonald's in America to McDonald's in Budapest. It's not, you can't even compare them, actually. It's completely different. Like, Hungarian McDonald's is real food and tastes great, and American McDonald's just sucks. It's completely different meals. It's like you can't even compare. No, yeah, Hungary is great. I really want to go back. I miss my friend. I want to see him again, but I also want to go visit that part of the world again because it's so fucking. I got a taste of visiting other parts of the world, so I want more. I'm going to Japan later this year. I'm excited for that. Seeing Japan again is going to be great because I haven't been there since 2018. So excited to go back there, but I really want to visit more parts of Europe. So very eager to travel more. You mean the Polish guy? Yes, I mean the Swedish guy, yeah. New countries I have on the wish list. Just a lot of the area around, Hungary and the neighboring countries like Romania and what have you. I really want to visit all that part of the world more. I want to see Italy. I'd like to see, Sicily and Malta. And, other parts of Europe. I want to visit the UK and actually look around. I'd like to see France, Germany, Switzerland, Denmark. There's so many places I want to see. So, Just pick anything in Europe I'd like to go visit. Visiting Russia would be fucking cool too. They're like despite current events, Russia is a really cool country with really awesome history and amazing things to see. Like I would kill to go visit parts of Russia too. There's a lot to see and do there too. So Russia, I'd like to visit China, Japan again, Philippines. I want to I went to New Zealand. I want to go back to New Zealand. New Zealand's fucking beautiful. I want to spend like a month in New Zealand. I only saw the North Island. I want to see the South Island. There's so much to see there too. Australia, I've only ever used it as a lily pad hop when I'm flying. It's only a connection spot for me. I actually want to see Australia. So, lots of places. A lot of places. I have to piss really bad. I think I'm going to end the stream now. I've been holding it for like a couple hours because I had good momentum and I didn't want to kill it. So, I'm going to go piss. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm probably okay, so Saturday, I don't know if they want me to talk about this publicly, but Saturday, I'll be streaming again. I'll announce what's going on in my Discord if I'm allowed to share it. I'll ask them. I think they still want to get information put together. But playing something on Saturday, it's going to be fun. It starts 5:30 my time, so keep your eyes peeled. I'll let y'all know when details come. But, so, yeah, I'll stream again Saturday. Until then, I'm going to keep grinding on this video. So thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the amazing support and donations. I can't thank you guys enough. And I will see you guys Saturday.